Hey Daniel, hope you're having a good day at work. I was wondering, would you mind stopping by the store and picking up a pack of toilet paper on your way home? The roll in the bathroom's almost gone, and when I looked in the closet, we didn't have any more.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Now that I think about it, we haven't gotten any more since we moved here. All we had was what we brought from the old house. Gotcha. I'll pick some up then. Thanks for reminding me. Is there anything else we need around the house as long as I'm going to the store? Toiletries, food, anything?
No, I think all we really need right now is toilet paper. Although we did just move here, so I'll bet there'll be something else we'll need before too much longer. I'm sorry, Daniel. You've done practically all of the work getting things sorted out in our new place. I shouldn't be asking you to do all the shopping for me, too.
Don't worry about it. I mean, you are pregnant after all. And not just pregnant, like really pregnant. Our baby's gonna be born any time now. I don't mind doing anything that'll make life easier for you, so let me know if there's ever something you need.
Don't you think you're worrying a little bit too much about me? I'm pregnant. It's not like I'm bedridden or anything. I'm perfectly capable of pulling my weight around the house.
It's not just about the pregnancy. It's been a rough couple of months for you. You know, all those creepy letters we kept getting in the mailbox? It's almost like someone started stalking you all of a sudden. Combined with being pregnant, I'm sure it must have been a pretty tough emotional burden to bear.
Well, yeah, you're right. But we don't need to worry about that anymore. The letters stopped coming after we moved, didn't they? So it was pretty stressful for a while. Now that it's over, I feel way better. I'm all right, Daniel. You don't need to worry about me anymore.
Moving before you gave birth was definitely the right choice.
Yeah, you can say that again. I never in my wildest dreams thought that I would have someone coming after me like that once I got pregnant.
Yeah. Hey, about that. Are you really sure that you don't want to go to the police about those letters?
They stopped coming through. What are the police going to do about it now? There's nothing for them to investigate. If anything, I'd worry about whoever it was escalating things if he finds out the police are involved. I mean, neither of us has any clue who it could be. It's a total mystery. It could be anybody.
I guess if you put it that way. But seriously, though, what was wrong with that guy? Like, who goes out of his way to try and scare a happily married woman into divorcing her husband? If he did it to you, chances are he'll do it again to someone else if he isn't stopped. If it were up to me, I think it'd be worth at least going and talking to the police about it. Who knows, maybe this guy is involved in some other case.
No, really, Daniel, it's okay. I'll be going to stay with my parents next week anyway. Sure, it was pretty scary at first, but now that it's over, I honestly just think it was some weirdo sending random letters for fun. He probably didn't even know who I was or that I was married. That, or it was someone who didn't like us for some weird reason. Maybe it was a neighbor who thought we were too noisy or something.
I don't know.
In any case, there's no shortage of total weirdos in this country. We just happened to be unlucky enough to be targeted by one. But it's over now, so there's no use thinking about it anymore.
All right, if you say so. But promise me, May, if you ever notice anything or anyone around you that seems out of the ordinary, you let me know right away, okay?
Okay, Daniel. I'll be sure to let you know.
And yeah, you'll definitely be in safe hands at your folks' place. It's a 3-hour drive away from here. There's no way it would be worth the trouble to follow you all the way out there.
That, and there will be someone in the house with me 24/7, so I'll always have help nearby in the worst-case scenario.
Yeah, but man, it's gonna get really lonely around here with you gone for the next 2 months.
I know, but we already talked about this and came to an understanding, right? Women in my family have a high risk of post-birth complications, so it's for the best to have someone knowledgeable about it with me to help out just in case. And besides, you'll be coming over there to visit every week, right?
Yeah, definitely. If I could, I'd just go and stay over there with you.
As much as I'd love for that to be possible, you know that's not going to work out with your work schedule. You would be absolutely exhausted from the long commutes. 3 hours each way basically doubles the length of your workday.
Yeah, but I promise I'll be coming down there every Saturday and Sunday to be with you. Also any holidays and other days I have off too.
But don't overdo it, okay? I know this time of year is really busy for your company. Make sure you eat well when I'm gone too. I don't want to come back home to a mountain of fast food wrappers. Oh, and you know how to use the laundry machine, right? Do you need me to show you how?
Good grief, you're my wife, May, not my mother. Yes, Mommy, I'll be sure to eat all my green vegetables and wash my hands before and after dinner. Don't worry, I won't do anything that'll make you have to raise our baby by yourself, okay?
You'd better not. I can't take care of a kid by myself. What would I do without you?
Hey, sorry, May, I gotta run. I just got a work call. I'll pick up toilet paper on the way home. Let me know if you need anything else.
Gotcha. See you later. Take care on your way home.
Hey there, May. Sorry to text you so late. Are you still awake?
Yep, I'm still awake. How was your day, Daniel? Don't tell me you just got home right now.
Okay, I won't tell you.
Uh-oh, I guess you were pretty busy at work today.
Absolutely swamped.
You poor thing. Well, you rest all you need to tonight then. I was just about to take a bath and go to bed myself.
I'm really glad you went and stayed with your folks, May. It sounds like you're getting plenty of well-earned rest and relaxation.
They're spoiling me like my grandma and grandpa always used to do. So let's hear it, Daniel. Have you eaten all your green vegetables today?
I knew that was coming. No, I haven't yet, but I'm gonna soon, so get off my back, okay?
I don't know. I'm gonna need some video evidence of you putting something green in your mouth in order to believe you. Remember, the baby's going to be born next week. You can't go and get sick on me or you'll miss the whole show.
I said don't worry, sheesh. May, there's something I feel like I should tell you.
Oh? I'm not sure I like the sound of that. Did something happen?
Man, I really wasn't sure whether I should tell you about this or not, but I guess you deserve to know. I ran into this super weird guy in front of our apartment building just now.
Really?
Yeah, and he was asking me where you were.
What? Oh no. Do you think it's the guy who was sending those letters?
That was my first thought, too. I asked him who he was and why he wanted to know, and all he told me was that you two used to go to school together. I have no way of knowing whether that's true or not, though. I was just about to confront him head-on about those letters, but before I had the chance, he just wandered off.
Thank goodness he did. What were you thinking? You can't confront a guy like that directly. Who knows what he would have done to you? It's for the best that you just let him walk away.
Sorry, it's just, I got so mad, you know? I felt like I had to do something. Plus, when I looked at him, he didn't look crazy or anything, so I figured it would be safe to talk to him.
You can't judge whether someone's crazy or not based off just their appearance. Think of all the famous serial killers who looked like totally normal guys. If he ever comes back again, you need to ignore him. Promise me.
All right, I promise. But in any case, it really concerns me that he already knows our new address. What do you think, May? Do you know of any of your old classmates who would do something like this? He was pretty average height, average build. Not much stood out about him at all, really. I guess he had kind of droopy eyes. That ring a bell?
Sorry, no, I can't think of anyone with just that information.
Did you ever have any guys ask you out back then? Or did you hear any rumors about someone having a crush on you?
A few people. It might be my ex-boyfriend.
Wait, you went to a class reunion just a little while before we found out you were pregnant. Did you see him there?
Well, I mean, it was a class reunion. He was there, yeah, but I just said hi to him, that's all.
I wonder if that was when he started setting his sights on you.
I don't know, it's been over 10 years since we broke up.
You've probably put it all behind you, but he might be a different story.
You might be right. I think I might ask around to some of my high school friends, see if they've heard anything through the grapevine. We still don't even know for sure that it's him.
Okay, that's a good idea. And May, if you find out for sure that it's him, we really should go to the police.
But Daniel, we have no idea how he'll react to being confronted. He might take the hint and knock it off, but he might take things even further. Can't we just ignore him? If we keep avoiding him, he'll give up eventually.
May, he's already shown himself willing to send you threatening letters and come directly to the house.
I know, but still, I don't want to risk aggravating him into doing something really bad. Our baby is going to be born next week, remember?
May, I think we need to take this more seriously.
It's not doing us any good going around in circles like this. We can't take any more steps until I talk to my old friends, so let me do that first, okay?
Do you really want to be doing that so close to the birth?
It's all right, you can leave it to me. I have this one friend who I know can get information out of anyone. I'll start with her.
Okay, go ahead then. But remember that your number one priority is yourself and the baby, May.
Trust me, I know. I'll text you as soon as I figure something out.
Yeah, definitely keep me in the loop. If he ever comes around here again, I'll take a picture from a safe distance. That should help you identify him.
Hey, Daniel, is everything okay? You haven't been over here for a few weeks. Are you busy at work still?
Yeah, sorry.
Little Lisa wants to see her daddy. She misses you as much as I do.
I'll bet she is. I'm sorry. But I think I probably won't be able to get over there until around the time you were planning to come back over here.
Wait, really? You had said that you were going to come and pick me up and help me move back. What's happening with that? Will you still be able to do that?
Sorry, but no. I hate to ask you this, but could you get your dad to help you with that?
Daniel, you've only come over here once for the birth and one more time after that. What's going on with you? I understand that you're really busy with work and I respect that, but I'm lonely.
Sorry, May.
Don't you have anything else to say to me but sorry? Seriously, what's going on? Are you really that busy?
I have more on my plate right now than I ever imagined possible.
Oh, I'm sorry, Daniel. I was being really selfish just now, wasn't I? It's all right. As excited as I am for the three of us to be together, I can wait. Plus, now that we know that it was my ex-boyfriend who was bothering us, we don't need to worry about him anymore. He promised my friend that he would never interfere in our lives ever again.
That was a huge relief.
Seriously, though, what a creeper. Who does he think he is? Just because we dated for a while, he thinks he has the right to try and get me to divorce you? I'm ashamed that I ever dated him in the first place.
I'll bet.
Daniel, is there something else going on? I know you're busy, but you're acting off. And it's not just today. You've been like this for a while now.
I told you, May, I'm absolutely swamped at work. It's insane.
You always used to put me before your work, though. What changed?
I don't know. Got any ideas?
There you go again. You would never just casually brush off my concerns like that.
I'm telling you, May, I'm just busy, that's all. I really don't have any time to be talking to you like this. Do you think you could leave me alone for a while?
What? Daniel! How can you talk to me like that? I just gave birth, you know.
Yeah, I was there for it.
This is insane. You're acting like I'm a complete stranger to you or something. What's gonna happen when I move back home, Daniel? Are you actually gonna be a father to this baby? You're not gonna constantly use your job as an excuse to not be active in her life, are you?
No, I won't.
Do you really mean that? Daniel, are you really prepared to be a father or not?
Am I prepared? I guess I'd have to actually live together with you and the baby in order to know that for sure.
You're incredible. When did you become such a jerk, Daniel? We don't have time for you to be having this identity crisis all of a sudden. Lisa is your daughter. She needs you to step up. I need you to step up.
Sorry, May, my boss is calling me.
Daniel, don't you dare go. I will not allow you to be like this after I move back. So you'd better sort yourself out before I do. I left a bunch of parenting books behind for you. Read them all from cover to cover. If you're too busy to be a father, then I am going to move right back in with my parents until you can find the time. Daniel, I just got back from my parents' house. Would you mind explaining the letter you left for me?
I thought I wrote pretty clearly.
Yeah, well, think again. What is this? I'm not going to allow 1 cent of my hard-earned money to go to you and that child? My dad just read this letter too, and he is furious. I know today is your day off. Wherever you are right now, I don't care. You are going to get back here this instant and explain yourself.
Again, I don't have anything to explain.
Have you completely lost your mind? Do you want to get divorced? How could you, Daniel? We have a baby.
We? Who's we? I don't have a baby.
What?
Congratulations on the birth, May. Oh, and if you wouldn't mind, tell Lisa's dad I said congrats too.
What are you saying?
Lisa isn't my daughter. I heard everything directly from your ex-boyfriend.
Wait, I thought we already settled the issue with him.
You thought wrong. You bumped into your ex at the class reunion, that much was true. But you didn't just say hi, you've met up a bunch after that.
Is that what he told you? And you believed him?
It isn't just what he told me, he showed me the receipts, texts, pictures, everything. You ghosted him when you found out you were pregnant, but based on the estimated birth date, it's far more likely that he's the father. He figured that out too, and that's when he started pressing you to get back together with him.
That's not true. You're Lisa's father.
Are you at least prepared to admit you cheated on me?
I'm sorry, but Lisa really is yours. I mean it.
I wanted to think so too, and that's why I had a paternity test done.
No.
And that settled it. Lisa isn't mine. It was the worst day of my life when I found out. Sure, you cheated on me, but if Lisa were mine, I would stay with you just for her.
She's really not yours?
My lawyer will present you with all the evidence soon.
Lawyer? Daniel, no. I don't want to divorce you.
Then you shouldn't have cheated on me.
I know I was wrong, but you're the one I really love. It's just, when I met up with my old boyfriend, we got to talking, and one thing led to another.
And boy, did you talk. He told you he was a big shot in a Fortune 500 company, and you told him that if you knew how successful he'd be, you would have married him. I saw your texts.
I was just trying to be polite.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you were a fine upstanding lady with him while you were seeing him behind my back. Then once you found out he'd sold you a massive bill of lies, you cut him off.
That's not true.
It is, though. You should be grateful. He told me he's fully prepared to take care of Lisa. He even says he wants to marry you.
Not a chance. A lazy bum like him could never support me and Lisa. He's not even good looking at all. I only dated him in high school because I was bored. You've seen what kind of a guy he is with all the creepy letters and showing up at our apartment.
You slept with that guy. What does that make you? If you ask me, that makes you worse than him.
Daniel, please don't do this. I want to raise Lisa together with you. I know you must think I'm the worst person in the world right now, but I really did enjoy my life together with you. And I know there's no one in the world who would take better care of Lisa than you.
And right up until I found out she wasn't mine, I was thrilled to be able to take care of her. But once I made that fateful realization, I was faced with the most pressing question of my life. What do I do now?
Is that why you seemed so distant a few weeks back? Daniel, I am so sorry. I never meant to hurt you. Can't we work our way through this?
After weeks of consideration, I've made my choice. I'm divorcing you, and there isn't a thing you can do about it.
No, you can't divorce me. You can't. The thought of raising Lisa together with you is the only thing that's kept me going for all these months.
Give it up, Lisa. You brought all of this upon yourself when you cheated on me. There's no way that I will ever forgive you. If I went back to living with you, every time I looked at your face or Lisa's, I'd just be reminded of how you betrayed me.
Daniel, I know that you'd be a wonderful, loving father, and I know that Lisa would agree. So please, don't divorce me. Can't you find it in your heart to forgive me? If not for me, for Lisa.
Don't you dare try to use Lisa like that. She's a human being, May, your daughter. She deserves more than to be used as emotional blackmail. And you're wrong about me, May. I won't be a good father.
How can you say that, Daniel? You were always there for me during the pregnancy. We talked so much about how excited we were to see our child. We looked at baby clothes together, cribs, blankets, everything. I want to raise Lisa with you, Daniel, so much.
I didn't read the parenting books you left for me, and I have far better things to do with my time than raise a kid that's not mine. So according to you, I'm not prepared to be a father, right? So you can do what you said you would and go right back over to your folks' house. Your ex-boyfriend, however, has every intention to do what I won't do for Lisa. More importantly, he's still deeply in love with you, and I'm not. So why don't you go and try to make things work with him? As you might have expected, the divorce talks with May didn't go too well at first. However, I had incontrovertible evidence that Lisa wasn't my child, proving that May cheated on me. Her ex-boyfriend was even willing to provide me with tons more evidence to help strengthen my case, so she wasn't able to hold out for long. It took a bit of paperwork, but I was finally able to dissolve any legal ties between me and Lisa, too. May's parents were positively disgusted when they found out that May had cheated on me, but they were also concerned about the fate of their granddaughter. So they pushed May to accept her ex-boyfriend's proposal to get married. With no work history or savings of her own, and thus no way to support Lisa by herself, May saw that resistance was futile. Once our divorce was finalized, she got married to her ex-boyfriend. Unfortunately, however, her ex-boyfriend and now new husband still has not managed to find a steady job. Even more unfortunately, May lost all legal claims to alimony and asset division due to her affair, so she was left completely penniless. So their short-lived newlywed bliss soon transitioned into constant fights over money and everything else. May's parents realized that the two of them were focused more on fighting each other than taking care of Lisa, so they've taken custody for the time being. Poor Lisa, she doesn't deserve any of this. I wouldn't mind May and her new husband falling into total financial ruin, but Lisa is an innocent party. Hopefully her grandparents will raise her well enough to rise above the unfortunate circumstances of her birth. As for me, I was down pretty bad for a while after the divorce. Fortunately for me, though, I had a whole network of family, friends, and colleagues who were there to help me pull through. That's not to say that the wounds have totally healed, though, or that they ever will. But with the support of all the people around me, I have a good chance at being able to have enough good times from now on to leave the bad times behind me. And so I press on. I'm focusing harder on my work, lifting weights in my free time, and I'm also looking at picking up a new hobby. I think that's the best revenge I can get on my ex-wife, finding happiness and leaving them behind me forever.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey Cody, I finally finished work today and I am on my way home now. Hopefully I did better this time though and won't have to go through more training like before.
You did great. Good job for making it through another tough day. And I'm sure they're never going to have you go through that again. Were you able to get through it without hearing anything annoying from your boss today?
Ugh, no luck there. I ended up getting hassled by the office queen once again. I don't know why she always has to say something rude to me. It's like she thinks it's her right to say whatever she wants to me, even though some of the things she's saying aren't even right in any environment.
It's probably because you're so cute. She's probably just jealous.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
She's probably jealous of you, so she's being mean to you out of spite. People with ugly hearts always act that way. Honestly, she's probably bitter because she's older and sees someone young and pretty like you. It must be getting under her skin.
You really think so? Could someone seriously be that petty to come after me every day over something like that?
Absolutely, it's a classic case of jealousy. But hey, if it ever gets too much, you can come to me. I'll take care of that office queen for you. I'd be more than happy to help you file a lawsuit against her.
Wait, what? You think that's even possible?
Definitely. If you leave it to me, I'll make sure it's handled. Don't underestimate the power of legal action.
You mean you're actually talking about taking her to court? Well, that sounds so complicated, though. I don't know. Can you really file a lawsuit just because someone is being a bit of a bully at work?
It's simpler than you might think. All you need to do is hire a good lawyer. You know how the U.S. is known as the land of lawsuits, right? Just like in Europe, where people are always using lawyers. Americans should start using them more freely, too. Filing a lawsuit isn't as difficult as it seems, trust me.
I don't really know much about that kind of stuff, but you always seem to know so much about everything. It's reassuring.
If anything ever happens, you can count on me to protect you. Don't hesitate to rely on me more.
That makes me really happy to hear. I feel like if I were to marry you, I'd be safe forever. I'm so glad I met you.
Of course, I'd protect you for life. I even made a promise to your parents when I met them. I told them I would cherish you forever.
That's true, I remember that. Oh, by the way, where are we going for tomorrow's date? I've got the day off, so I'd really love to spend the whole day with you.
Oh, I'm really sorry about this, but it looks like I won't be able to make it tomorrow. The truth is, I've had a fever since this morning, and it still hasn't gone down.
What? You have a fever? How high is it?
It was around 99 degrees earlier. I've also started coughing a bit, so I think I caught a cold from somewhere.
That's a pretty high fever. You must be feeling terrible.
I don't want to risk passing it on to you, so I think we should postpone our date. I want to get better as soon as possible, and I need to rest. I feel bad since we finally got a day off together, but I hope you understand.
Oh, of course I do. Don't even worry about it. Please, just rest and focus on getting better. I really appreciate you taking the time to message me, even though you're not feeling well.
Well, I don't want you to feel lonely just because we can't meet up. I figured messaging you would make it a little better.
Thank you for that, but honestly, you need to prioritize yourself right now. You always put me first, so this time, take care of yourself, okay?
I just want to see you smile.
Aw, stop it. You're going to make me blush.
Anyway, I'm just gonna stay home and take it easy tomorrow. I've got to shake this cold off quickly or it'll start affecting my work.
Yes, definitely do that. Do you need me to bring you anything? I could go shopping for you if you need anything.
Thanks, but I'm all set. I just went grocery shopping, so I've got plenty of food. Let's plan to meet up again after I'm feeling better.
Sounds good. Make sure you stay warm and get lots of sleep. Good night. Sorry if I woke you up. Is your apartment number 302, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You haven't moved recently, right? You're still living at the same apartment?
Huh? No, I haven't moved. Why? Did something happen? What's going on?
Well, I'm actually at your apartment building right now.
What? Wait, what do you mean? Why?
I wanted to surprise you by making you some soup. You mentioned before, back when we were still just dating, that if you ever got sick, you'd love it if your girlfriend would come over and take care of you. So I thought maybe I could do that for you today. You know, if you'd like.
Oh, I see. That's really thoughtful of you.
But when I rang the doorbell, some boy I didn't know came out of your apartment. He told me Papa isn't here. Is this your place? And who is this Papa he's talking about?
Oh, that must have been my nephew.
Your nephew? I didn't know you had one. You never mentioned that before.
Yeah, my brother's kid. They don't live nearby, so I don't get to see him much, but that's him.
But wait a minute. Didn't you tell me your brother is single? You've said before that he spends all his money on his hobby, motorcycles. I distinctly remember you saying that.
Well, yeah, he's technically single because he's divorced. He doesn't have a wife anymore, but that doesn't mean he can't have a kid, right? So he's still single, just with a kid. Anyway, because of his job, he's been really busy and had to travel, so he asked me to look after his son.
But I'm just thinking, would someone really leave their kid with someone who's sick? You've got a pretty high fever, don't you? I'm just trying to understand the situation here.
He was desperate and asked me to take him in. I didn't really have much of a choice, you know? Don't worry, though. I'm being really careful and keeping us separate, so the chances of him catching anything from me are slim. I'm taking all the precautions to make sure he doesn't get sick.
Wait, so where are you right now? You told me earlier that you had a high fever. Are you really okay to be out and about?
I'm actually at the hospital right now. The over-the-counter medicine I've been taking isn't working, so I had no choice but to come in. It's kind of bad timing that you dropped by while I'm not home, huh?
Hey, this boy, he looks kind of out of it. He's not looking well at all. He seems really weak, like he's about to collapse. His eyes look empty, and honestly, I'm getting a bit worried about him.
Oh, maybe he caught my cold after all. Or it could be that he's just exhausted from playing too much. He was running around earlier like crazy, having the time of his life. You know how kids are, right?
Is that so?
Yeah, for sure. Don't worry about it. I'll hurry back as soon as I can. Just hang tight, okay?
No, it's all right. You don't have to rush back. I think I'll head home. You need to rest and focus on getting better. There's no need to push yourself just because I'm here. This time, the timing just didn't work out for us.
I feel bad that you came all the way out here and I couldn't even see you. I really appreciate the gesture, though. Thank you so much for thinking of me.
Don't worry about it. I'm the one who showed up without warning. I'm really sorry if I made things more difficult for you. But hey, take care of yourself, okay? I hope you get better soon.
Jolie, you already left, right? I'm really sorry about today having to cancel our date because I came down with a fever. You even came all the way here, but the timing just didn't work out. And on top of that, my nephew was here, so I'm sure you were pretty shocked.
Cody, are you feeling any better?
Yeah, the fever's gone down after I took the medicine I got from the hospital. I think I'm okay now.
But the one with the fever was your child, right? How could you be such a terrible father?
Huh? What are you talking about?
This boy, he's really your child, isn't he?
No, you've got it wrong. He's my nephew, I swear.
Cody, I called the police and had them come to your apartment. They spoke to the boy and he told them that you're his father and that you haven't been home for days. What's going on?
Wait, you didn't actually leave earlier? And why are you trusting everything a kid says? They don't always know what they're talking about.
I pretended to leave. I thought if you suspected something, you'd come home right away. And the boy's behavior was strange, so I felt like something wasn't right. Before you could come back, I wanted to make sure the police could get involved and protect him.
What exactly are you accusing me of here?
We'll find out soon enough whose child this is. The police are already looking into it.
Wait, what?
Cody, just tell me the truth. Who is this boy? What have you been doing to him?
Nothing! I haven't done anything to him!
Then why does he look like this? He is skin and bones, and it seems like he has a fever, too. The police said they considered his condition dangerous enough that they decided to take him to the hospital. His health is in such bad shape that they deemed it necessary to get immediate medical care.
You let them take him to the hospital without even asking me first?
I decided after discussing it with the police, we also notified Child Protective Services. The fact that they approved taking him to the hospital shows how bad his condition was. They believed it was a life-threatening situation, so it was necessary to act quickly and get him to a safe place.
You're blowing this way out of proportion.
Stop trying to dodge this. Just explain already. It's clear to me that this is your child. I want to hear it from you. I want you to tell me what's really going on.
Well, the truth is I'm divorced. My ex-wife left me about 3 years ago.
So that's why you have custody of him now?
Well, I wouldn't say I have custody. It's more like I got stuck with him. I didn't want to take him in, but what choice did I have?
What about when I came over to visit your place? Was he there then? He must have been.
I usually tell him to stay outside when you come over, or if that's not possible, I make him stay in the bathroom.
What? In the bathroom, even at night?
Yeah, I don't want him making a mess all over the place. It's easier to keep things clean that way.
Making a mess? What are you talking about?
Kids are messy. They get things dirty all the time.
But there's no heating or cooling in the bathroom, is there? How could you leave him in there? What were you thinking?
It's fine. The bathroom's indoors. It's not like he's out in the cold. I just tell him to sit still and he's fine.
Cody, do you even realize what you're saying right now? Do you understand that this is a child we're talking about?
Kids are tougher than you think. You wouldn't understand because you don't have kids.
That's not the point. This child is severely underweight and clearly neglected. How long have you been leaving him like this?
It hasn't been that long, just 2 or 3 days maybe?
3 days? And you lied about being sick, didn't you? Where were you really?
Fine, I'll admit it. I was out camping with some friends. I had some vacation days saved up. I completely forgot that we'd made plans for a date. I'm sorry about that.
Why didn't you just tell me the truth from the start? Why did you lie?
There were some girls in the group, and I figured it would be too much hassle to explain everything. So I just said I was sick to avoid a complicated conversation. It was a spur-of-the-moment thing.
Girls? Was this some kind of matchmaking camp or something?
Some people were there for that, but I wasn't. I was just there because they needed more people. I have you, after all. You're my fiancé.
The fact that you felt the need to hide it from me tells me you were up to no good.
No, really. It's just that I wanted to have one last hurrah before we get married, you know? I'm sorry, okay?
I can't believe you. But what you should be apologizing for is not to me, but your child, don't you think?
Him? I don't really care about him.
He's been waiting at home for you this whole time, Cody. Waiting for his dad to come back. Can you even imagine how that must feel?
I don't understand why he left the house. I specifically told him not to go outside.
Maybe because he was desperate for help. He was suffering and probably just hoping that someone would rescue him. Poor thing.
This is such a disaster.
Cody, are you more upset about the fact that the police discovered the existence of your child rather than the fact that he's in critical condition?
Well, you're mad, aren't you?
Of course I'm mad, but not because you hid your child from me. I am furious that you've been mistreating him this whole time. How could you do this?
You're acting like you're all about kids all of a sudden.
Anyone with a heart would be devastated by what's happening here. How can you look at what's happening and feel nothing? Until his condition stabilizes. His immune system was weakened and he's caught some kind of infection, too.
Well, thanks for today. You really helped me out with a lot of stuff. I'll make it up to you next time, all right? I'll take you to a really fancy Italian restaurant, something high class.
What are you talking about? You think I'm going to dinner with you after this?
Jolie? Wait, what's wrong?
There's no way I am marrying a criminal like you. I am calling off our engagement.
What? What are you saying? You were so excited about marrying me not too long ago. You even said you couldn't wait to start our life together.
What you did is a crime. You might even get arrested for it. Do you even understand the severity of the situation?
Arrested? Come on, it's not that serious.
A person like you deserves to be locked away in prison. There's no way I'd ever marry someone who treats children like this. My parents would never accept you, so this is it. We're done.
Wait, hold on. Are you really serious about breaking off the engagement? I didn't even do anything to you. Why are you this mad?
Of course I'm angry, and don't act like you didn't lie to me about everything. You even went to some camping trip that was basically a group date.
Okay, I'll admit I messed up and I'm sorry for lying, but I still care about you. I care about our future together.
I can't trust someone who would do such horrible things to a child. What if we have kids in the future? You'd probably treat them the same way.
No, I would never do that. If it were our kids, I'd treat them like they're the most precious thing in the world. I'd be an amazing dad, I swear.
Really? You seriously think you'd be a great father? Your behavior clearly shows you have some major character flaws. I can't marry someone like you.
Oh, wait, is this because you feel bad for my kid? If you're so worried about him, why don't you just become his mom? We could fix everything if we got married.
Excuse me?
Yeah, think about it. You care about the kid, right? You think he's cute and all that. If we get married, you could be his mom and it would solve everything. He'd have a proper family and you wouldn't have to worry anymore.
Are you out of your mind? You are completely delusional. You seriously think I'd marry you after all this just to become a stepmom? I'd rather stay single forever than be stuck with someone like you.
Jolie, what happened to you? You used to love me so much. Is this really you? I can't believe this is happening. You're breaking my heart.
The moment I realized what you did to that poor child, everything changed. I can never forgive someone who harms a defenseless kid. You need to stay in prison and think about what you've done for a long time.
Wait, am I really going to be arrested?
Yes, that's what I've been telling you.
Why, though? This is insane. You're blowing things way out of proportion. It was just discipline, that's all it was.
Discipline? If you think what you did qualifies as discipline, then you absolutely deserve to be arrested. Society will be a better place if you're behind bars.
I don't want to go to prison. My life will be over if that happens. I'll be ruined. How will I survive that? I'll be done for.
It's your own fault. You've already ruined yourself with your actions, so you might as well accept it. You've brought this on yourself.
Jolie, please. Please help me. Talk to the police. Tell them I'm a good dad. I can't go to jail. I just can't.
I am not going to say anything to help you. There is no way I'd lie for you.
Come on, don't be like this. Haven't I been good to you all this time?
If you're so worried about going to prison, why don't you hire a lawyer and fight it? Isn't that what you said you'd do before? Weren't you bragging about how you could handle anything in court?
That was just me talking big. I don't know anything about court or legal stuff. I was just trying to impress you back then.
I can't believe I once respected you. I am embarrassed forever thinking highly of you. But now I don't care about you at all anymore. I hope prison teaches you a lesson, Cody. Maybe some real consequences will finally get through to you.
Jolie, please, I'm begging you, don't leave me like this. I'll change, I swear. Just help me this one.
And the pain they had endured, and I couldn't shake the guilt that settled deep within me. Even though I was not the one who had inflicted harm, I felt a sense of responsibility for not seeing the truth sooner. What could I have done differently? Could I have saved them from this nightmare? As I learned more about the child's situation after they were examined at the facility, I was devastated to hear that numerous scars had been found on their body. These scars were a haunting mix of old and new, telling a story of prolonged suffering at the hands of someone who should have been their protector. The doctors and social workers described the state the child was in as severe, and even though I knew it was bad, hearing it confirmed in such stark terms shook me to my core. The realization that a sweet, innocent child had endured such pain was unbearable. Cody's actions were inexcusable, and there was no way to justify the cruelty they had displayed. There's a difference between being flawed and making mistakes in a relationship and subjecting an innocent child to such violence and neglect. I struggled to comprehend what could have led someone to inflict such harm. The anger I felt toward Cody burned brightly within me, and while I knew that holding on to that anger wouldn't change anything, I found it hard to let go. It was still raw and justified. After the truth came to light, Cody was arrested, and I took some solace in knowing that they would face consequences for their actions. In my mind, this was the least that should happen. Someone who could do such terrible things did not deserve freedom. I hoped and prayed that justice would be served and that Cody would be held accountable for every instance of abuse. It gave me a measure of comfort to know that he could no longer harm that child or anyone else. Still, I couldn't shake the feelings of guilt and helplessness that plagued me. Of course, my engagement to Cody ended immediately after the revelations came to light. There was no other option. The man I had once loved had turned out to be a monster, and the realization that I had been so blind to his true nature weighed heavily on me. I spent countless nights replaying our relationship in my mind, trying to pinpoint when I should have seen the signs and realized that something was terribly wrong. The sad truth was that I didn't see anything. The phrase "love is blind" has never felt more accurate. I was completely unaware of the danger lurking beneath the surface of our relationship. As I reflected on my relationship with Cody, I came to understand the depth of my naivety. I missed the warning signs, ignored my intuition, and placed my trust in someone who had not earned it. I realized that I had a lot to learn, particularly when it came to reading people. I couldn't help but feel ashamed of my own inability to see the truth. Moving forward, I vowed to dedicate time to improving myself, both inside and out. I didn't want to just rebuild my self-esteem or heal from the betrayal. I wanted to grow. Part of that growth involved refining my ability to assess character. I wanted to ensure that I would not fall victim to another manipulative person in the future. The experience with Cody had taught me a valuable lesson about trust and discernment. I wanted to cultivate a more discerning eye for the people I allowed into my life. Recognizing that not everyone deserves the benefit of the doubt, I knew I had to become wiser, stronger, and more critical when it came to relationships. It became clear to me that self-care was not just about pampering oneself, but also about recognizing one's own worth, setting boundaries, and knowing when to walk away from toxic situations. The scars I carried from this experience would serve as constant reminders of what I had endured, but they also motivated me to change. I wanted to learn how to take better care of myself, physically, emotionally, and mentally. As I continued to reflect on my past with Cody, I recognized that my intuition had been trying to tell me something all along. It was there, quietly urging me to pay attention, to listen to that nagging feeling in the back of my mind. I realized that my next step was to embrace that intuition and trust it. I had to train myself to be more aware of the warning signs that might indicate trouble in a relationship, and I vowed to never ignore them again. I also began to understand the importance of surrounding myself with supportive people who genuinely cared about my well-being. Friends and family who would not only lift me up, but also call me out if I ever started to stray down a dark path again. The process of healing and rebuilding would require a strong support network, and I knew that I needed to seek out those who would encourage me to be the best version of myself. As time went on, I made a conscious effort to embrace self-love and acceptance. I wanted to learn how to appreciate myself for who I was, flaws and all. It was essential to acknowledge that I had made mistakes, but those mistakes did not define me. They were a part of my journey, but they were not the whole story. I needed to be kinder to myself and recognize that everyone has their own struggles. In the end, I came to terms with the fact that I could not change the past or undo the harm that had been done to that child. I could only learn from my experiences and move forward with the hope of becoming a better person. I continued to pray for the child's well-being, wishing for them to grow up healthy and strong, free from the shadows of their past. I also prayed for the strength to forgive myself for the mistakes I had made, hoping that one day I would find peace within. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story. Hey Kyle, sorry to bother you at work. Are you still on your lunch break?
Yeah, Allie, I was just about to start eating, actually.
Okay, is this a good time? I wanted to ask you something. You know my little shoulder bag, right? Have you seen it anywhere? I could have sworn I put it away in the closet like always, but it's not there.
Oh, you mean that black one?
Yeah, that's the one.
You haven't used that thing in forever, though.
Well, I guess I haven't used it very much since Melanie was born. It's a logistical thing, you know? Now that I'm taking a kid around everywhere with me, I need more bag space. But I still use it from time to time.
Oh, really? Sorry. I hadn't seen you use it in so long that I figured you didn't want it anymore. I kinda gave it to my little sister a while back.
You what? You gave it to Nellie?
I talked to you a while back about her husband, right? He's hit kind of a rough patch in his career. He's not really taken home enough money to pay the bills. Nellie tells me they're in a really bad financial pinch. And Nellie's kid is still a baby, so it's not like she can go out herself and work.
I'm still waiting for the part where you explain how that's related to you giving her my shoulder bag.
I'm getting there. So she's got a class reunion coming up, and with the hard time they're having paying their bills, she doesn't have any money to spend on a nice dress and stuff. I was under the impression that you didn't really use that bag anymore and probably wouldn't miss it, so I let her have it.
That is still not a valid reason for giving her that bag. How could you just give that to her without even asking me? It's my bag.
Come on, what's the big deal? How long have you had that bag? You bought it before Melanie was born, so it has to be more than 10 years old. What's so special about an old bag like that? It's probably out of style anyway.
Don't you know anything about bags? It was a really expensive brand. It doesn't matter how old it is. I still loved the design and it was still in good condition. Not to mention I bought that with the money I earned before we got married.
I'm really sorry, Allie. I had no idea. Tell you what, you can go ahead and buy a new one, okay? Any bag that you want.
I can't just go out and spend a couple grand on a new handbag right now. We have a child, Kyle. We need to be saving money for our future.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, Allie.
It's not like I can just ask her to give it back. You already gave it to her. So I'm just going to have to live with it. But Kyle, let me make myself perfectly clear. You will never do anything like this ever again, okay?
Yup, I've learned my lesson, Allie, honest. I just got so caught up in wanting to help her out,
Why was giving her my bag the first thing you thought of? What about giving her money? Isn't that easier?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Oh, does that mean you'd be okay with giving her money?
If you want to give her some of your monthly spending money, then be my guest. You've been going to the bar a lot lately, so how about cutting back on that?
Are you kidding? You want me to stop drinking? I work hard enough to deserve a little fun.
Is drinking the only way you know of to have fun? You can't get a new hobby, not that drinking is a legitimate hobby. If you can do that, you'll both be healthier and have more money to help out your sister.
But we both have jobs, right? We're not exactly hurting for money or anything. What do you say? Could we give them a few $100 a month to help them get through this hard time?
We may not be hurting for money, but we're definitely not rich either.
We're able to put away a decent amount of money every month. I'd say we're doing pretty well. And think about it. When's the last time we've had to hold off on buying anything we wanted because we didn't have enough money?
That's less about how much we make and more about how good I am at managing our finances.
Please, Allie, won't you please help out my sister? All I'm asking for is $500 a month.
$500? That's not exactly pocket change, Kyle.
Nellie's husband is only taking home $1,100 a month after taxes, Allie.
Wow, I didn't know they had it that rough. I didn't even know how it's possible for 3 people to live on just that.
Right. Do you understand how serious I am now? It's not gonna be forever, just until Nellie's able to work again. She tells me that she's looking for a daycare for her kid right now, so I doubt it'll be very long.
Just to be clear, this is a gift, right? In other words, you're not going to expect her to pay it back.
Well, yeah.
All right, then tell me how long you want to keep this up. Pick a date and stick with it. No extensions.
How about a year?
A year? Oh, that is way too long. You can multiply, can't you? What's 500 times 12 months, Kyle?
Okay, up to a year, or however long it takes her to find a daycare for her kid, whichever is shorter. Would that satisfy you?
Fine, I can deal with that. However, you're going to have to be on her back about finding a daycare as soon as possible. Got it?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you so much, Allie. I'm gonna tell Nellie right away.
Be sure you let her know that $500 is the absolute maximum amount, too. And if you want to give them anything beyond that, it's going to come out of your monthly spending allowance.
I got it. I'm pretty sure $500 is all they'll need, though. That'll be a lot of money for them. I really can't thank you enough for agreeing to help Nellie out, Allie.
Hey, Kyle, where are you right now?
Hey, Allie, I'm still out eating lunch with my friend. I told you about that before I left, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, but something's come up and I'm going to need you to come back home right now.
You know I can't do that. He had to drive a whole hour to get here. I can't just flake out on him like this.
Tell me where Melanie's piggy bank is.
Her piggy bank?
You gave it to Nellie, didn't you? We've been looking all over for it, but can't find it anywhere.
I have no idea where it is. You don't think I'd be so heartless as to take my own daughter's money, do you?
You did take my shoulder bag, so...
Well, that was only because I thought you weren't using it anymore.
And it's not just that. A couple of my scarves and a watch are missing too. Go on and fess up, Kyle. You've got a long enough rap sheet for me to know it's you.
Rap sheet? Don't talk about me like I'm some common criminal.
If you didn't take it, then where is it? If it's an inanimate object, it can't just get up and walk away.
Maybe Nellie stole it?
What? When was she at the house?
A couple of days ago. She came with her kid just to chat and have a cup of tea with me. You were at work, and I'm pretty sure Melanie was at a friend's house at that time. I don't know, maybe she took it while I was in the bathroom or something?
I don't believe it. She's a thief. I'm gonna have to talk to your mother about this.
No, you can't. If you do that, it could cause a huge rift in our family.
I don't think I have any obligation to hold back here just because she's family. What she did was a crime, you know.
They're in a huge financial crisis, though.
And we're giving them $500 a month to help them out. What, is that not enough for her? She can't pay her bills unless she steals an elementary school girl's piggy bank? If she wanted more, she should have asked for it.
Okay, I'll talk to her about it.
You got that right. And don't forget, I want all the money and the bank itself, too. Melanie's been working so hard to save up that money. She's been holding off on spending any of her allowance for, I've forgotten how long.
Don't worry, I'll be sure to get it all back, trust me.
Make it quick. And one more thing, tell her that she has crossed the line and there is no coming back from this. We're cutting off their $500 a month support, and we will never give them any support ever again.
Isn't that going a bit too far?
Too far? Is that a joke? I don't believe it. You're still taking pity on her after what she's done?
I don't think you understand what she's going through right now. I mean, think back to your own college days. You said that you were in a really bad bind when you first started out on your own, right?
Yeah, and? As bad as things got, I never stole anything from anyone.
I bet you'd feel different if you had to take care of a kid and yourself. We might be doing all right for ourselves now, but who knows what curveballs life might throw at us. We could end up in the poorhouse by the end of the month. What if we got in a bad car accident and couldn't work? Or worse, what if one of us was killed? The kinder we are to the people around us, the more those people would be willing to help us if something like that happened.
I'm sorry, what does that hypothetical have to do with letting Nellie get away with stealing? I really can't see the connection at all. I would never even think to steal from my benefactors, no matter how hard life got for me.
Okay, maybe I'm not exactly putting it into words as best as I can, but I don't know, I just think we need to be the bigger person and let it slide. You're being way too hard on her, I'd say. She's my sister, after all.
I understand how you feel, Kyle, but I think it's time we transition away from monetary support. We can help her look for work, help her out looking after her kid, that sort of thing. I'll bet there are plenty of government programs she could take advantage of, too. I can help her look for some.
Well, I'm pretty sure she's already doing that by herself.
Then I guess we'll have no choice but to talk to her then. If we don't know what kind of support they need, we won't be able to give it to them.
Wait, let me talk to her first, okay? You see, she kind of told me about her finances in confidence. She doesn't know that I've told you about it yet.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, I'd rather she not know that you know, at least for the time being.
Well, I guess I can see where you're coming from. All right, fine. You go ahead and talk to her first. Be sure to let her know that I'll be willing to help her out in whatever way I can, okay?
I'll do that, Allie.
And again, talk to her sooner rather than later. Melanie is really sad about losing her piggy bank.
You got it. I'll talk to her right away.
Good afternoon, Nellie. I wanted to let you know that we just got a lovely fruit basket delivered to our house. Some of these are really exotic. They look delicious. The tag said that you were the one who ordered it. Is that right? Oh, it arrived. Oh, that's great to hear. We actually just got back from an amazing tropical vacation. We had some of those fruits at our hotel, and we thought you guys might like a taste of the tropics too, so we ordered a whole set to send to your house. Oh, wow. Thank you. I think I might just dig into some of these for dessert tonight. But, if you don't mind me asking, are you sure you guys should be going on a big vacation right now? Oh, let me tell you what. I was not looking forward to traveling with a baby, but the people at the airport were really nice. Did you know they let you carry on a stroller for free? And that boy slept through the whole flight. He basically fell asleep the second we stepped onto the plane. Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that. A tropical vacation, huh? I'll bet everything was pretty expensive. No, we actually paid for everything with the miles my husband had on his credit card. It barely cost us a thing. Right. Listen, I bet you're sick of talking to my husband about this, but, Oh, you mean the money, right? Well, yeah. So, have you thought about my offer at all? Do you want to sit down and try to sort out your finances? Wait, our finances? Yeah, if you've got enough money to go on a tropical vacation, we should be able to make things work. I'll bet if we just change a few things here and there, you'll be able to save up a lot more than you currently are. But before that, I did have one other favor to ask of you. I have been waiting for you to give Melanie's piggy bank back. When can you bring that over? What are you talking about, Allie? Melanie's piggy bank? I don't have it. I didn't even know she had one. Sorry, I'm not following you. I've heard about everything from Kyle, Nellie. He's been giving you a lot of money and even some of my personal things. Huh? He's been giving me money? I wish. I'm still waiting for him to make a single payment on the $20,000 he owes me. It's like squeezing blood from a rock trying to get money out of him. Whoa, wait 1 second. $20,000? That's news to me. Really? You didn't know I lent him $20,000? No. Wow. Wow. Yeah, wow is right. He's been telling me that you guys were in serious financial pinch and needed our help. We've been sending you $500 a month for the last few months. I haven't seen one single cent of that money. I don't believe it. Kyle lied to me. Nellie, it looks like we've got a lot to talk about. Would you mind if I came over to your house right now? Definitely. Come over anytime. I think Kyle's been lying to both of us. I want to hear straight from you what's really been going on. Gladly. I'm curious what else he's been telling you, too. I'll put on a pot of tea.
Allie, where are you? You're not at home. Did you go somewhere with Melanie?
Look at the dining room table.
What? What are these, divorce papers? What's the meaning of this?
I thought that would be obvious.
Well, it's not, so start explaining. What's the matter, Allie? What did I do to deserve this?
I think you know.
I'm asking you because I don't know.
Does the number 20,000 mean anything to you?
Oh.
I see that jogged your memory.
Nellie told you?
I keep waiting and waiting, but you never brought back the piggy bank that you told me Nellie had stolen. Then one day I randomly got a massive basket of tropical fruit from her in the mail. We got to talking about this and that, and before long, we started to realize that we were both under some misconceptions.
I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry.
So are you finally ready to tell me the truth?
Yeah, I'll tell you everything. You see, there's a friend of mine, and his mom is really sick, like deathly sick. She needs an operation, but her insurance company says they won't cover it. And obviously the surgery costs a fortune, so he asked me if I could help him foot part of the bill. I didn't know where else to turn, so I borrowed the money from Nellie to give to him.
Uh-huh. And why didn't you ever think to talk to me about all of this?
Well, because it's a ton of money.
Uh-huh, right. Well, would you like to try to tell me the truth again, or should I do it for you? Looks like you've chosen the latter option. You borrowed it to give to the girl at the bar, didn't you? And you didn't borrow it from Nellie, you borrowed it from some much shadier people. You just used the money from Nellie to keep them off your back for a while. I've been looking into you for the last week. I know everything. So you can cut with the lies, Kyle. You've got nothing left to hide. So let's start over. Would you like to tell me the whole story now?
I'm so sorry, Allie, but she really was in trouble. I mean it this time. I wanted to do whatever I could to help her.
And she never contacted you again after you handed over the money, right? Not only that, she quit her job at the bar and left town.
How do
I know that? Oh, you want to know? It's simple, really. I went through your phone.
You what? You can't do that. That's a violation of my privacy.
Your privacy? You helped yourself to our family's savings, my personal belongings, and even our daughter's piggy bank. And yet you still want to act all sanctimonious about your privacy? Oh, I have had enough of you, Kyle. I don't want to hear anything else from you but how you're going to pay all that money back.
I'm sorry.
Apologies aren't going to get you anywhere with me. Or your parents. Yes, Kyle, both your mother and your father both know what's going on.
Oh, no. You've got to be kidding me.
You borrowed $20,000 from your younger sister and you have yet to pay back a single cent. No, Kyle, I am definitely not kidding you. You can't blame me either. You were the one who went and dragged your family into this financial mess.
This is bad. What did my dad tell you?
He told me that he had no objections to me divorcing you, and also that he would make sure you paid back both Nellie and me for everything you took from us.
I will. I'll pay back everything, I promise. But please don't divorce me. You're making a huge mistake, Allie. I've been working really hard. I never told you, but I've been working a part-time job on my days off. I'm doing everything I can to pay everything back. So please give me a chance to show you how serious I am. Trust me.
You want me to trust you? After you got deceived by an idiotic lie from the first pretty girl to ask you for money?
All I did was give her money. It's not like I was trying to have an affair or anything.
Is that so? Then you'll have to explain the texts I saved of you asking her out on dates. How can I interpret that any other way than you were trying very hard to have an affair?
Well, the thing is, I just, wanted to go talk to her, see how she was doing, that sort of thing.
You can stop trying to make up excuses, Kyle. You went into debt to give money to a girl you were trying to have an affair with. Not only that, you borrowed and stole from your own family to try and pay it off. I don't need a disaster like you in my life anymore. Get your things packed up and get out of the house.
Allie, please, I'm so sorry. I'll never go to that bar again, or any other bar. I'll never borrow any money again either.
Those are all very good things for you to do, I'd say. Not that it's going to keep me from divorcing you. Good luck in your future endeavors.
Don't talk like that, Allie, after all we've been through. I need you. I can't live without you. I don't know what I'll do without you in my life. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay back all my debts by myself.
Borrowed it of your own accord, Kyle. You're going to have to figure out some way to pay it back on your own.
I never thought she would deceive me like that, though. She told me she would pay it all back to me eventually. I'm a victim too, Allie. Oh God, please don't leave me.
You can call yourself a victim all you want. The fact remains that all of this is your own fault. You used our own goodwill against us and betrayed the trust of your wife and your sister. And the heartless cherry on top of the evil cake is the fact that you even stole Melanie's piggy bank. Are you some kind of psycho? Do you even have a soul? I will never, ever be able to forgive you for everything you've done to your family.
I didn't have any choice, Allie. It's not like I could just come out and admit the whole thing to you. You would have left me on the spot for sure.
You can't have thought you'd be able to keep that a secret from me forever. You were only delaying the inevitable.
I was a complete idiot. I'm truly sorry. I'll never make such a moronic mistake again. Can't you find it in your heart to forgive me?
Never. Not in a million years. I told you, Kyle, I read your texts. You didn't just want to check up on how the girl was doing. You were telling her that you were in love with her.
That's not true! I was never serious about her! You're the only woman I love! Please believe me!
If you really loved me, you wouldn't have done what you did. You stole from me time and time again and told me lie after lie after lie to justify it. Even after you knew you were caught, you still kept trying to lie to me. So no, I won't believe you. I will never believe a thing you say to me ever again. Even after all that, Kyle kept trying to fight the divorce for some time. But once his family got involved, he became much more pliable and consented to the divorce in short order. Right before he signed the divorce papers, he got on his knees and begged me one last time for forgiveness. He seemed so sincere and broken up about it that I almost believed him. Almost. Unfortunately for him, I can't unsee what I saw. I read all of his texts to that girl, all the I love yous and the when can I see yous. So the only feelings I have left for him are hatred and scorn. Right now, Kyle is getting hit from all directions with payments on his original loan, payments to his sister, and alimony and child support payments to me. And out of those, he's currently behind on his payments to his sister and his child support payments. I'm feeling pretty good about my decision to not trust him right now. If he doesn't make his child support payments in the next few days, I am prepared to sue to have his paycheck garnished. I'm not concerned at all about how rough his life gets anymore. I'm going to make sure he fulfills his responsibilities to his daughter. Oh, and one more thing. It turns out Kyle broke Melanie's piggy bank to get the money out, so I had to buy her a new one. What kind of monster does that, really? Melanie's a strong girl, though. She's kept her head high throughout all of this. From now on, I want to devote myself to supporting her more than ever before.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hi, Carson. I heard from my son about what's going on soon. He's going to be gone for 2 months on a business trip out of the state, right? I want to say that we all knew that he'd have a large trip at some point for the company, but I was hoping that it wouldn't happen until your daughter became a bit older. Hi, Pam. You have that right. He'll be out of the house for 2 long months. And this is far sooner than I had anticipated for him going on a long trip like that. Well, he told me that during his time away from home, he wants me to be around in case you need anything from me. So if you have any questions or needs, let me know and I'll help out. And even if you don't have anything you need help with, you can always talk to me just for conversation. I'm a retired mother now, so it's always on my mind to step back into my shoes again to help someone care for themselves or their kids. Thank you, Pam, but I don't think him being out of the house will change much of anything for me. I'm still going to be able to get all my errands and chores done while my daughter's in school. And I'll be out of the house sometimes to work my part-time job, so I won't feel too overwhelmed by everything at home. Well, that's true that you'll be busy. I'm sure that my son will be a bit worried while he's away, but now that he's out of the house, you and I can spend some more time together. Maybe all of us girls, including Nancy, could take a day to go out to lunch and do a little shopping. I think that these next 2 months would be the perfect time to do something like that. That's exactly right. I'm sure having him around is the best for me, but it'll be nice to not have to worry about making dinner for him for a little while. Please don't tell him I said that. I'm not going to say a word to him about that. I know that you'll do your best taking care of the house and your daughter as well as your job. But during times like these, it's best that you spread your wings a little. But I'm sure that your daughter will be a little lonely with him gone. That girl loves to go out a lot and play with my son, right? Yeah, those two love to go fishing and camping together a lot. But I hate bugs, so I usually don't tag along with them. Even though she's a girl, she really loves to do things that men normally are interested in. She's in 3rd grade now, but she's always out with all the boys in her class playing in the mud during recess, and she'll come home looking absolutely filthy. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just proof that she's being raised very well. I know that, but by this time most girls are getting into fashion and makeup and will start talking about boys that they have crushes on. Yet recently she asked my husband and I to get a pet lizard to keep in her room. She really is taking after her father, isn't she? I want to keep letting my daughter do the things she likes, but having a reptile in this house is where I'm drawing the line with her. Well, as a mother, you'll have things that you don't like her doing, and that's all a part of raising kids. But I was so happy to have a little girl. I'd have really liked it if she started to get more invested into cute things like dressing up and playing with dolls. But in this day and age, things like someone's sex and whatnot don't really matter when it comes to what one likes to do. She's a very bright and cheerful girl, and I think that is all one can ask for when seeing their little girl. I think that you and my son are doing a great job of raising her. Thank you for mentioning that. It makes me really happy to hear that from a fellow mother. I really do mean everything I've said. And to be honest, kids will not always turn out the way their parents hope for. That's right. I can't really agree with her having a pet lizard in our house, but as long as she's outside with things like that, I'll let her continue to play with them. Excuse me. I have to head to the supermarket here soon. Oh, it's already getting to that time of day, isn't it? I'm sorry for taking up so much of your time today talking to you. Don't worry about it, Pam. It makes me feel a whole lot better knowing that you're there to offer me some help while my husband is away. I'll try my best not to rely on you too much, but if something does happen here, I'll let you know. Please, and thank you, Carson. And I'll do whatever I can to make sure that you and your girl are okay. Carson, are things going all right over there? Do you think that you can talk for a moment, or are you guys in the middle of dinner right now? Good evening, Pam. I'm still preparing things for dinner, so I can chat a little. Nancy is still working on her homework, so we aren't having dinner for some time yet. Is she doing okay? Yeah, she's been acting the same way she always does. Well, actually, I'm wanting to talk with you about something related to her. Recently, she's been calling me a lot when it's getting close to our bedtimes. You're saying that Nancy is the one calling you? Yes, and at first I thought she was just calling because she had some free time to talk. But it's been happening a lot recently, and so I'm starting to become a little worried about her. What has Nancy been talking to you about when she calls? I want to know if she's giving you a reason for why she's calling at night. Well, I haven't heard from her directly what the reason is. I was wondering if the reason was something that she didn't want me asking about. But I just thought that it was a bit odd of her to be calling me so often late at night. I did ask her once, kind of with a lighter tone, but she told me it was because you were taking a bath and she had time to talk. That makes sense to me. Recently, I've been in the bath a lot, reading my book or watching movies on my phone to relax. And I'm able to do all of that because my husband is away, and Nancy is at that age now where she can handle herself for short periods of time. But maybe she's been getting a little lonely because of that. I'm sorry for causing all of that to affect you. No, you don't have to worry about that. But I really am wondering if the reason for her calling me so often is because you're in the bathtub relaxing. There are times when she feels she can't hang up on me and the call goes on for hours. And so I'm feeling a sense of anxiety radiating off of her when she calls. That's probably because she really loves talking to you, Pam. And I think that she's just really been wanting to talk to you and hear your voice. Right now she's been having a great time at school. Then I guess I was just overthinking things a little. This week we've been practicing letting her take baths on her own. And so maybe that's been a bit too exhausting for her since she has to sit in the bathroom alone. I'll make sure from now on that I get her out of the bath sooner so she doesn't feel as worried about being alone. I think by doing that, she'll have more time to go about her business and not have time to always call. She's still at that age where she needs someone around her to keep her company. And unfortunately, my son is still out of town, so this is pretty tough on her. I'm sure that's also playing a part in her wanting to talk with you more. But from now on, I'll try a little harder to reduce the time she's allowed on her phone and to make sure that she's not always calling you. You don't have to tell her to stop calling me. and I feel you telling her to stop calling me will make it harder for her to call people in the future. I think I really was just feeling worried about nothing this time. Are you sure? Well, I'll still try a bit harder not to leave her alone as much. So I think when she's in the tub or when I'm taking a bath, we're still around one another to keep each other company. All right. But I'm sure that you still want to take time to have some alone time, so when she has a day off school or it's the weekend, you're more than welcome to have her stay with me. Thank you for offering that. I'll work with Nancy for a bit here, and when things with her have settled down a bit, ask me again to have her over to your place.
Grammy?
Oh, Nancy, it's been a little while.
Yep.
Have you eaten dinner and everything already?
I already ate.
What did you have for dinner today?
I had chicken noodle soup to eat.
Oh, that sounds so tasty right now. Your Grammy's been having troubles eating soup lately because it makes her belly hurt.
Why?
Because when you get old like me, you start to have problems eating lots of oil. And you know that chicken noodle soup that Grammy makes has lots of oil in it, right?
I didn't know that. But I think what I ate for dinner would be all right for you to eat, Grammy. It was chicken noodle soup from a box.
Oh, so your mom didn't hand make the soup this time? Well, sometimes it's nice to have something light like those boxed chicken noodle soups.
Well, sometimes it's okay to eat it. But I've been eating it every day now, so I'm getting sick of it.
I bet that eating it every day would be very boring.
Don't tell Mom about any of this. If you said that to her, she'd get angry at me.
Don't worry, Nancy, I won't say anything about this.
Hey, Grammy? I have something to ask you.
Oh, what could it be? Do you have something that you want your Grammy to buy for you?
I don't want anything right now. Tomorrow I'm going on a field trip at school, so I want you to make me a lunchbox.
Your mom isn't going to make one for you to take?
No.
Why won't she make one for you? Is it that Mom has become sick recently?
No. Mom hasn't been home for a week now. So I don't think she knows about the field trip that I have tomorrow.
What?
Grammy, please keep this a secret from my mom. I don't want her to hear about any of this.
I won't tell her a thing, but can you tell me what you mean when you say that she hasn't been home for a week?
She told me she has work and will be out of the house, and said that she didn't want me telling you or Dad. She said that if I said anything about her, that Dad would never come back home.
Your mom has been at work. Your mom doesn't work a lot each week, right?
I don't know.
That's right, you wouldn't know anything about that kind of stuff. So right now you're home alone, Nancy?
Yes.
And when you would call me a lot on the phone, was that because Mom wasn't home? So you called me because you were lonely?
Yes.
Do you know when your mom is supposed to come home?
She said next Sunday.
So another 3 days from now, then. All right, then. Grammy is going to make you that lunchbox to take on the field trip tomorrow. I'll make sure that it's really yummy just for you, okay?
Really? Thank you, Grammy!
Hey, Nancy, do you want to come and stay the night at Grammy's house until your mom comes home?
But if Mom knows about this, Dad will never come back home.
You'll be fine, Nancy. You can come over here as a secret, and your mom will never know. And I'm telling you, Nancy, that your dad will come home no matter what.
Really?
Has your Grammy ever lied to you before?
No, you never lie. Okay, I want to go to Grammy's house. It has been really scary staying here all by myself.
I'm sure it has been really scary for you. Being alone when you're young is scary and lonely. So asking someone to help you is not a bad thing to do, Nancy. Now I'm going to drive your papa's car to your house and get you.
I can't wait. I'll wait for you.
Pam, have you gotten any calls or texts from Nancy lately? Why do you ask? Oh, I was just a little interested is all. I just wanted to see if she was still causing you any trouble or not on your end. Nancy has never caused me any sort of trouble before, though, Carson. So then she hasn't called or texted you at all? The last time she messaged me was last week on that Thursday. Is that so? Understood, and thank you for letting me know that. Could this mean that you're finally getting around to looking for your daughter? Huh? Well, if it's her you're worried about, she's at my house with me. And so I'd like you to explain everything that you've been up to me. Excuse me, Pam? Actually, my close friend has been in a serious accident and was on the brink of death. So I had to head back to my hometown to go be with her. And why didn't you bring Nancy along with you if you were going to be gone for that long? I had been planning on coming right back after seeing how my friend was doing. But then when I was there in person, time just started to pass by without me noticing. Well, if that was happening with you, then you should have told me or your husband about what was going on. What were you thinking, leaving a little girl who's only in 3rd grade all alone at home for a whole week? I'm sorry about that. I knew that one of you would get really mad at me for leaving the house for a bit, even if it was for a few hours. And I started to worry that you'd begin to hate me for doing something like that, so I was hesitant to tell anyone. But the one who was most worried was Nancy. And another thing, I know that you did not go back to your hometown, Carson. Did you end up calling my parents and asking them about me? I sure did. Well, I didn't go back to my parents' house, though. I was staying at my best friend's house that whole time. Stop trying to hide things from me. I'm getting tired of you trying to make your lie even more complicated than it has to be. I know all about how you packed up a large suitcase full of clothes and everything and left the house for one whole week without Nancy. And when I saw you come back to your house with another person to be dropped off, I got a good look at their face in the car. What? And as they pulled out of the driveway and took off, I got a great photo of their license plate and am looking it up right now. So I think you know how all of this is going to end, right? Do you know what we're going to want to say to you? I'm sorry about that, Pam. That was really not something I wanted you to know about. You should be apologizing to your husband and daughter, not me. Does my husband already know about this? Yes. Well, you're wrong. Let me explain the truth to you. For just a bit there, I became too relaxed with myself while my husband was gone. But know that I do really love my husband and Nancy with all my heart. I'm sorry for what you had to learn about, but please forgive me. You had an affair. And not just that, but you also left Nancy home alone a bunch of other times to go on vacation. Do you think I'm okay with all of that? I did not have an affair. Do you really want to make me spit out all the facts to you, Carson? The man that was in that car that brought you home was a man your age. But it wasn't just the two of us that were together. Well, then can you show me proof that there were others with you guys at all times? Well, there were some other people with us that I had only just met. Well, before we continue talking about you having an affair, let's talk about the main problem here. And that's that you left your little girl home all alone for days at a time. And all those times that she had called me a few weeks ago was when you weren't even in the house with her, right? And after talking with you about her calling me all the time, you went and yelled at her to never call me again, right? I'm sorry. If it was just that you had been having an affair with another man, then I'd let this all be you and my son's problem to solve. But you left Nancy home all alone to go out with another man. And not just for a day or two, but one time for a whole 7 days. I am not going to forgive you for something as irresponsible as that. I don't think you're ever going to get to call yourself her mother ever again after this.
What has my husband said about this?
I think you should know what he's said more than anyone right now, right? What do you think a father that loves his daughter so much would be saying right now?
I don't want to get a divorce, though. I was just going out to play with some other men.
You left your little girl at home all by herself for days to go let other men have fun with you and think that we wouldn't get upset with you?
Pam, I promise that I'll never go behind neither my husband nor my daughter's back again. So please try and help them understand what's happened here. I really love my daughter so much and think that she's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I've never meant to leave her behind before, and I don't ever want to get a divorce and lose my rights to her.
You told Nancy that if she told anyone about you or about the fact that she was left home alone, that her dad would never come back. That's how you chose to threaten the girl you say you love so much?
I never meant that as a threat, though. That was just me asking her to do me a favor.
You told her the worst thing that she never wanted to hear from you, and that was that her father could never come home if she talked about you. I'm telling you right now that you have left your daughter behind by choosing to scar her so that you could go off and have sex with other men. When children are at their youngest, they are the most vulnerable to being hurt by their parents' actions. And those scars will never heal.
I'm sorry. I really messed up a lot this time. So that's why this week-long trip was going to be my last time, because I knew that what I was doing was stupid. I'm telling you the truth right now, so please believe me.
I don't believe a word that comes out of your mouth after what stupid things you've gone and pulled. And that's because you lied to me about all of it.
I have not. I'm telling you that not all of this has been a lie. Please, Pam, give me one more chance to make all of this right.
You are the one that made yourself lose all the respect you had gained from me. You would apologize to me for any of the troubles that Nancy was causing me when she called over and over again. But you forgot to apologize for all the troubles you were causing us. At this point, you can go ahead and run off with whatever guy you'd like that isn't my son. You're the only person that's willing to lie to your own child and then lie to her grandma and father, right? So you can go ahead and live a life outside my family. After that, Carson and my son got a divorce, and in that divorce, my son got full custody of Nancy. And so now he's back home with me, and we all take care of Nancy. This is something that I only learned about after the divorce, but apparently Carson was with other men for well over a year before we found out. And the main man that she was fooling around with happened to be her boss from her part-time job. But he wasn't the only man she had been with during that time, as there were 4 other men that she would go out with when her husband was away for business. And we also learned later that what she meant by there being other people with her and the men that she went out with for a week was that she had been with her boss and another couple that had all participated in sexual activities together. It was both very disgusting, but also relieving to find out all of this about her, because she would only ever go out with these guys while my son was on business trips, so both him and I never knew a thing about Carson being out of the house. And had she not left the house for over a week, leaving Nancy on her own, we may never have known about what Carson was doing with all those other men. But I guess this time Carson became a little too daring and wanted to be around her boss and other men a bit more than before. And having left the house multiple times while leaving Nancy at home all alone, I can't believe that she never saw how lonely it was making her daughter. I think all of that really created a lot of scars for Nancy, but I'm so thankful that she had the courage to tell me about it so that my son and I could take action. And as for Carson and her boss, he apparently had a wife himself that he was still around. And so, in the end, Carson was forced to not only pay a settlement to my son, but also had to do the same to the wife of the man she thought was worth having an affair with. And of course, since my son got full custody of Nancy, Carson will be left paying child support a long time now until Nancy turns 18. So for the next 10 years or so, she's going to live life under all the troubles she's caused herself. And hopefully while being in deep regret about all of it. I hope that length of time is enough to teach her that she never really cared about her family and should just stay the whore that she is for the rest of her life. Nancy was really sad at the time of the divorce, but over just a couple of months, brightness began to fill her eyes again. And right now, she's back to being the happy girl we love as she runs off to school every day. And after the amount of time she was left home all alone with nobody to keep her company, whenever there is someone home with her now, she's so excited. And as for my son and I, we are so happy to know that there will be no more family around her that are willing to lie and threaten her. I will do everything I can to make sure that my granddaughter doesn't have to relive those memories. So for now, I'm going to make sure that her and I are always around each other, and that she has someone she can count on to help her when she needs it. And in the place of her missing mother, I'll be there to give her the love she needs to grow up strong and cheerful.
Seth, I've been told today that I'll be able to get out of the hospital. They say that I'll be able to come back home in another 3 days.
I see. On that day, I'll take the day off of work and come there to get you.
You don't have to do that for me. They're going to call a taxi that allows wheelchairs to take me home in.
Cammy, I'm so sorry. I'll do my best to support you in any way I can to help you get back on your feet, literally.
You don't have to blame yourself too much over this. It was also my fault for dozing off while we were walking along.
You being alert wouldn't have made any difference. It's all my fault for crossing that bridge behind you while looking at my phone the whole time. Because of that, I ran into your back at the stairs down the bridge and you tumbled all the way to the bottom. And because of that, you're in a wheelchair now.
They never said anything about me never being able to walk again, though. The doctor said that as long as I continue my rehabilitation, there's a good chance that I'll be able to walk again.
Well, that's just a possibility, right?
Don't say that like it'll never happen, okay? I'm going to put my best foot forward to make sure that I can stand on both of my feet again.
I'm sorry.
And the other thing is it's lucky that this was all with you. If it was some random stranger that had done this to me, my mental state would be so much worse.
I don't think so. Look, your legs are...
Well, if you're going to be so upset by what's happened, then why don't you promise me to never do something like that again? The next time you do something like this to me, I won't be so kind to you.
Of course. I'll never even look at my phone anymore while I'm walking. I'm so very sorry, Cammy.
If you're understanding of my feelings, then we can stop talking about all of this and move on from it. Stop with all your pouting right now, and go back to being the cheerful man that I came to love.
You are so strong, Cammy. Are you really not that upset with me right now?
Well, you're my husband, Seth. Is there any point to me being upset with you now, after all that happened is in the past?
But for a while now, you're not going to be able to walk.
Whether I held anything against you or was angry with you, those emotions would never help me get my legs back. So that's why I'm going to let the past go and move forward to a life where I fight my hardest to get better. I'm going to keep moving forward, and so should you.
And that's very true, but...
So now we're going back to this?
I'm sorry.
Hey, on the day I get out of the hospital, you really do not have to take the day off work. So you can come see me when you're out and we can celebrate. We can call it a celebration of me being released from this cold hospital room.
All right. Then on my way home from work, I'll get us a huge cake. What do you want to do for dinner that night?
I wonder if I'll be able to cook as well now that I'm in a wheelchair. I think for a little bit I won't be able to make much at home.
Then how about we order delivery of some kind?
That's a great idea. I will have to be working on making the place more accessible to myself when I get back home. and so I wouldn't be able to get anything together for dinner anyway. So I'll order something while you're coming home to be delivered.
If you need any help with anything, I'll help you move the furniture around when I get home.
Thank you. But I'll let you know about all of that after I give living in a wheelchair a try to see how everything feels.
Alright, I'll leave that up to you then. I'll do anything you need me to when I get home.
Seth, can you make sure to buy some vinegar on your way home from work today?
Why do I have to?
It's been raining all day, so I haven't been able to get out since it's hard to move in a wheelchair in the rain.
Well, if you had bought yourself a poncho before, you would wear that and go. All you do is sit around at home every day now, so you have all day to go out and shop while I don't.
I'm just asking you to buy me some vinegar. There are stores all along your drive home that you can stop at and grab some.
Then I don't need any dinner from you tonight. I'll eat something on the way home.
Huh? Why would you do that instead of just stopping at a store for 2 seconds?
You ran out of vinegar. And you never bought yourself a rain poncho, so this is on you.
I mean, I guess you could blame me for that. But saying that you'll eat out tonight because you don't want to buy a single bottle of vinegar is a bit strange.
That's not the only reason for me staying out to eat. Coming back home to you always getting in my way is such a pain.
Getting in your way? I don't think it's okay to say that about me.
Your stinking wheelchair is huge and blocks everything. I feel that being at home with you around is starting to raise my blood pressure.
I can't do anything about that though. I wouldn't be able to go anywhere without the wheelchair.
Who was the one that said that they put their best foot forward to be able to walk again? And when you said there was a chance of walking again, was that a lie?
Don't say that to me. I said there's a chance that I will be able to walk again as long as I keep going to rehab. That wasn't me saying that I will walk anytime soon. And I'm still going to rehab every day almost, and I have no plans of giving up anytime soon.
You are so full of it. You have everything handed to you because you're disabled and the victim. And anytime you want to go somewhere with me, I have to push you around, and at home I'm always forced to care for you. I'm putting in so much work and it's all for nothing.
You're saying that helping me is supposed to have merits or something? Do you not remember that me having to live in this wheelchair is because of you?
And we promised to never bring that up again, right?
Sorry. But with everything you're saying to me right now, it's making me really sad. At first you were saying you'd always be around to support me. But now, you've slowly been getting colder and more distant from me. And while you've been distancing yourself, I've still been putting in 110%.
Don't tell me that you've been putting in that much effort. I don't see any results from whatever efforts you speak of. I have to sacrifice my life to take care of a defective woman now. So I think you better try harder to make some of this up to me.
Defective woman? You've been thinking of me like that?
Well, you can't walk now, can you? And when I'm not around, you can't do anything, and when it rains, you can't even get out of the house. Even if you were still normal like the rest of us, then you'd be able to handle yourself.
I never wanted to hear that from you.
What? Are you going to start blaming me some more? I've done my best to stay quiet and never mention anything about wanting a divorce, all while taking care of you.
You want to get a divorce?
Of course I want to. But both of your parents and my parents would tear me a new one if I were to mention anything like that to them. So I have to be responsible for everything now. But not if I'm going to keep being blamed for every little thing.
So you've been saying around me so that I wouldn't get angry with you?
I'm tired of this. Talking to you is awful. You'd be the one getting screwed the most, so why don't you just shut up and let me be for now?
Seth, don't you think you should come home right after work so that you and I can talk about all of this more?
But it's a freaking pain having to talk to you. I'm going to do what I have to, okay? So stop trying to talk to me about anything, because I do not have the patience for it. But if you can't keep yourself quiet and keep coming at me with all your complaints, then I'm going to leave you for good. I know you're the victim, so you can just shut up about it already.
Seth, I have something I'd like to talk about. Do you think you can come home as soon as you get out of work?
I don't think so. I have a lot of work that just keeps stacking up, and so I don't think I'll be home tonight.
You've never had to work that late while working for that company before, though. And I was doing the same sort of job you're doing now, so I know that it doesn't get that busy.
Well, I don't think you understand this company.
But my dad is working in the same kind of company as you and says that this is not the busy season, even for you guys.
Stop trying to compare what this company has to get done with whatever his company is doing. Right now, everyone here is very busy and has a lot of things to handle.
So we're not even going to be able to have a normal discussion anymore, huh?
We don't have anything to discuss, do we?
Well, I do.
Then you can tell me right here, right now on the phone. I'll take a look at what you have to say later after you're done typing.
Then I guess I'll let you know right now. Seth, you've been cheating on me, right?
Huh? What? Do you have any proof of that?
I found a letter in one of your suit pockets. It was from Valentine's Day, and it had some things written on the inside of it.
What the heck? You're going to start doubting me because of that? I just happen to be really popular with a lot of the women around town. So every year I happen to get a lot of Valentine's Day letters and cards from them.
But this one is asking what hotel you want to stay at next time on it. This would mean that you're cheating on me, right?
I don't know anything about that. I bet whoever was writing that was doing so as a joke or something. Stop trying to tell me that that letter is enough proof to say that I'm really cheating on you.
So after all the times you've been staying outside of the house these past few months, you're going to try and hide the truth from me now?
I'm not trying to hide anything from you though, Cammy. You already know that if I'm to throw you away, your life will be over, right? You're still in that crappy wheelchair, and you've gotten old. I don't think there are any men that will be willing to marry a defect like you now. So even if you were to find out that I've been cheating on you, you wouldn't be able to divorce me.
And that's why I'm saying you don't have to try hiding that from me anymore. You could have just told me that you knew about the letter in your suit pocket, and we could have carried on from there.
Well, you can't consider some letter that I get all the time from random women as proof. You're freaking out so much right now that I'm having a laugh. What do you want to do about this? Do you want me to tell you that I'm cheating just so that you can feel something again after sitting in that thing for so long?
So you have been cheating on me then?
I've had to live with a crippled woman. So don't act as though me having some other woman around to play with is such a bad thing.
You're such a jerk, Seth. I understand very well now that you're not the same Seth that I fell in love with. A mess up as bad as you had nowhere else to go but hell.
Shut up already, Cammy. I've been trying so hard to have a life of my own. You've always gotten in the way of it. And because you fell down those stairs, I have to be the one to care for your butt. I didn't volunteer for this job, Cammy. I've said this a lot now, but you should be thankful that I haven't thrown you away yet.
I'm not thankful for you at all now.
Don't you say another freaking word. If you try and talk back to me again, I will seriously leave you. A piece of crap in a wheelchair like you needs to shut the hell up and listen to me.
Calling me a piece of crap is pretty brave of you, Seth. But I can walk again.
Huh? You can walk now?
Yeah. I've been able to stand up now on my own for over a month. And as long as I have some things to support myself with, I'm able to walk.
Stop trying to give me such BS lies. Just a few days ago, you were still in that wheelchair.
That's because I didn't want you knowing that I could walk again. I wanted to take a little bit longer to find a lot of good evidence of you cheating on me. So I played the part of a cripple for just a few more days.
What?
If you had known that I was able to walk again, you might have stopped going out with those other women, and I would have missed my chance to get heart-proof. And having you come back home all the time again would have annoyed me. I also didn't want you trying to change back the Seth you used to be before the accident.
But for over a half of a year, you weren't able to walk. Are you actually able to start walking again that quickly?
You're shocked right now, aren't you? Even the doctors were shocked to see me walking again so quickly.
Have you really been able to walk again?
That's why I'm telling you right now that I have. If you don't believe me, then come home right now and see for yourself.
I see. All right. I'll be home as soon as I can after work.
And we're going to be talking about getting a divorce tonight, okay?
Wait, what the hell? You were finally able to walk again and you want to get a divorce still? Are you saying that since you don't need a wheelchair anymore, you don't have a use for me?
Why should I have to continue being married to the man that cheated on me with multiple other women?
You have it all wrong now, Cammy. You were just a bit upset right now and are overthinking things about what you saw. Did I ever say to you that I was actually cheating on you?
Why do you think I've been so quiet about things for the longest time now? I told you that I was using that time to make sure I got all the evidence I needed. And that's a lot more than just this letter. Me wanting to leave you now isn't because I can walk again. I've been getting ready to divorce way before I was able to stand again. And another thing, these texts are being viewed by both your mom and dad right now.
My parents? Why them? Why are you doing this?
Because I knew I was going to be divorcing you for a long time now. I made sure to do all of this so that you couldn't run away from me. And not just that, but also my mom and dad are watching this conversation play out. So I think it's best you stop trying to make excuses for things and just come home. And remember that there's no use in trying to run now, so just come here after your work is finished and we can move on with things. I'm not going to run or hide from you, so don't try doing that with me.
Cammy, please. Can you please come back home?
I can't. I'm busy with a lot of things now. I have to get a lot of my things ready to move out, and I need to stop by a few different places to work on some legal things.
I left that last girl that I was with though.
Is that right?
Can you please come back and try to make up with me? I want to help you with your rehab again, and I want to make things as smooth as they can be for you as you transition back to walking on your own.
Are you not embarrassed by saying things like that to me? Have you forgotten why this is all happening in the first place and how you treated me a few days ago?
I think that I was a real jerk back then. I know that I was, and it's not okay.
So then you should know that something like that, making up, isn't going to work.
I'm sure this is going to sound like more excuses to you, but those times were hard for me as well.
Huh?
I have been blaming myself ever since the day I put you in that wheelchair due to my negligence. And having to come home to see you in that wheelchair every time was torture. And so I just couldn't manage my feelings about you and what happened any longer, and things happened because of that.
So that's why you started to say terrible things to me and cheat on me with other women? And went and did things on your own without even telling me?
Deep down, I never wanted to do any of those things. It's just that after seeing you like that all the time, I wasn't able to control what I did and said.
I'm done here. At this point, talking to you any longer will make me blow a fuse. I want to hand in those divorce papers soon, so please sign them. If you don't have them signed by the middle of this week, I'll have to take all of this to the court and have it settled there.
Wait a second. I told you that I don't want to get divorced.
Did I ever say that I cared what you think? And didn't you threaten me before the divorce saying that if you let me, I'd be done for?
That wasn't meant to be taken seriously.
You don't want to get a divorce now because my dad had to sit down and say a few things to you, right? You both work in the same field, and he would begin to start saying things about you that might threaten your career, right? And what makes things worse for you is that your boss is best friends with my dad ever since college.
That's not why I don't want a divorce.
Then why? Are you upset that I found out about you cheating on me and don't want to pay the settlement for that? Maybe it's that and everything else. You're afraid that if others find out about this that you've been involved with, they'll start to come after you.
I'm sorry. I'm really so sorry for everything. I really dropped the ball on our whole relationship by doing all those crappy things, so I'll never do anything like that again. So give me another chance.
I think I've given you plenty of chances already, don't you? The reason for me wanting this divorce right now isn't because I've finally become able to walk again. You starting to become distant from me and cold caused me to start to think. And when you kept on calling me crippled, and in your way I didn't try to fight back because I was giving you the chance to come back. I wanted you to warm up again to me and close that distance you made.
Cammy, I'm so sorry.
But with every chance I gave you, you only became more and more hateful towards me. You then started to run away with other women and would really get heated when I tried to say anything to you. And when I was having a tough time, you were never at my side to help me feel better. You had plenty of time to make things right with all the chances I gave you before my love for you went cold.
I really am the worst man alive. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry.
It's too late for that game now.
No, Cammy. What am I going to do if you divorce me now? There's nobody that's going to come and help me after this. Cammy, please help me. Please.
When I needed you to help me, you were off making love to other women and calling me horrible things. Now I don't feel a dang thing for you. It wasn't just my legs that you ended up hurting. You did a far worse job to my heart, and it'll take forever to heal from that than what happened with my legs. If you really do feel sorry for what you did to me, then you can apologize by never talking to me again. A few days after all of that, I received the divorce papers in the mail signed by my husband. I think after a few days of not talking to me and cooling off, he started to realize what he'd done by hurting me so much. But all of that hate from him and the amount of times he cheated on me was unforgivable. So me leaving him for good was the right option, I think. And another thing that's really caused me so much pain was that he threatened me by saying that if he divorced me, I'd never make it because I was in a wheelchair. I really thought that he was the kind of man that understood the pain I was in after the accident, but he never once actually thought about how I felt. I'm sure that things like this happen a lot with families, and having a family member end up in a bad accident where they can't walk anymore. But I think that most would come together after the shock and make sure that the afflicted is supported for however long it takes for them to heal. I feel though that had I not been paralyzed from the waist down, there would be some point in which Seth's true character would come out and cause a divorce. After the divorce, my dad did not hesitate to tell a lot of people about the kind person Seth is. And since then, he's been walking a thin line when going out to work. And I've heard that the last woman he had cheated on me happened to be one of his co-workers. And so when that was figured out, his salary was cut and he had to go on unpaid leave for a bit while HR dealt with things. For someone that cared so much about himself and nobody else, he's really let himself go through all of his actions. 3 months after the divorce had happened, things had become so harsh for him that he ended up quitting his job at the company. And anybody that knew him stopped hanging out with him because they all looked down on him for what he'd done. And so I don't really hear anything anymore about what's happening to him. But I think it's over for Seth, and he'll never be able to return to the life he had a year ago before the accident. And I've already gotten my half of the properties in the divorce from him, as well as my settlement, so there's nothing else I need to know or hear from that man. I don't even care about how he's going to survive now without a job or much money, and I shouldn't have to, right? I've been lucky enough to get back in touch with the company I worked for before the accident, and they've allowed me to start working again from home. And because all of my friends and people that my dad has introduced me to, I've been able to stay busy with work and my life, and haven't had to worry about having food to eat or a house to live in. But I'm still very reliant on having my cane to be able to walk. So I'm still going to rehab to make sure that my muscles grow stronger and my mind stronger as well. I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to freely walk without some kind of tool ever again, but I'm going to keep on training in hopes that one day I can. Even if the potential for that is really low, if I keep on putting in a lot of work, the chances will continue to grow for me. And along with that, I'm going to keep trying my best to maintain the life I've been given now. And will never forget all the strength I've had to make it this far already.
Emily, your dad ended up working in construction for a while and still has connections to it, right? I remember hearing that from him while at your wedding and wanted to confirm that it was him. Yeah, you are right about that. Sandra, why do you ask about him all of a sudden? Do you need him to do something for you? No, I was just asking is all. But actually, I have to move out of the house I'm living in right now. And since this has come out of nowhere, I'm in a bit of a pinch. That's really tough, actually. Was there a reason for all of this having to happen to you? Well, apparently the landlord's kid is coming back here. And he's asked me to leave my place so that he has a place to give to his kid. Of course, he's going to be paying me to leave the place, but I haven't been able to find a place to move into yet. It's all happened so fast, and I kind of feel like it's a bit unfair of him to do that to my husband and I. I get what's going on now. That does seem pretty unfair of him to do that, but I remember hearing that you and your husband have been late on some payments, so maybe he's just had enough and needed a reason to get you out. Sorry for suggesting that. But anyway, why did you want to ask about my dad? I don't think he'll be able to help you out much in your current situation. Well, since he's worked in house construction and knows it all very well, I was wondering if he knew of any new places that I could buy. I've been looking around where my husband works, but I haven't been able to find anything good. So if it's okay with your dad, I'd love for him to show me some places. But he just worked in building houses and most of the time was in the office anyway, so he never went to any of the job sites. And most of those houses that get built are by people paying them to build, so it's not like he's been building them to then be sold. You'd have to talk to a realtor about things like that. So I don't think he's going to know of any places for you to go. What? Are you sure? He doesn't have any friends working in the realtor business or anything like that that he could refer me to? That's a completely different line of work there. But I can at least give him a shout and see what he says. He might know some realtor groups that he's worked with in the past that you could go talk to. Well, if you don't think he knows anyone, then we'd better not bother him. But right now, I am really in a pinch. I don't even want to have to leave the place I'm at right now or this area. It can be pretty hard finding places to live in areas as expensive as that of where your husband works. And even if it was cheaper there, it's a competitive spot, so people would be buying a lot quicker than you most of the time. Maybe it's better to look for an apartment in the area again and then wait a bit for the market to settle down. I'd love to do that, but I'm not wanting to stay in an apartment again after this. Man, searching for housing is so tough. I'm sure it's been tough for you too, right? So you have to understand how I'm feeling right now. What was tough for me exactly? Looking for a house. Because you're in a wheelchair, right? You have to find a house that's accessible for you and a part of town that allows you to get around. That had to have been hard, right? You make a good point. There aren't a lot of apartment buildings with elevators either unless they were built in the last 20 years. And I want to get out of my place by myself sometimes. So when I was looking, I became pretty frustrated by how very little accessible housing there was. Right? Well, even though that was tough, I don't have to worry about it much anymore. Why not? You're not going to be living there for the rest of your life, right? Well, my husband and I have had a house built for us. And we made sure that it's really open and very accessible for me, as well as that it's in a place we want to live forever. So I'm living here with no problems whatsoever and hope to for however long I'm around. Huh? Hold on a second. What the heck? I never heard anything about you guys having a house built. Well, we have been pretty busy back then and the whole move into it and everything. And the construction of it took a lot of time out of our day as well. Even now, I'm still doing some things in the house to decorate it, so I'm not quite at the point of telling everyone where I'm at yet. I'm sorry for not telling you sooner. I guess I should have since your family. Huh? So your husband must really be bringing in the money for you guys. I'm pretty jealous that you get to be with someone like my little brother. Well, he's been doing a really good job taking care of me. Even to the point that I feel I'm not doing nearly enough for him. And you are right to feel that way. You are in a wheelchair and probably don't make a penny for you guys, nor can you please him the same way other women can. And I bet you don't even get any of the chores done there. Actually, I'm doing all the chores still. Do you really think there are chores that you can do while trapped in that wheelchair? I bet all you do is ride around with a broom and push things around, right?
So calling that doing all the chores is a bit much. Are you trying to make fun of someone that's putting in a lot of work as a real housewife?
I see. I'm sorry for making it sound that way.
You don't have to bother with apologizing to me. I can see that that's the way you get a house built for you then. You have to be very thankful for him and all the money he had to sacrifice for that.
You are right.
Oh, well, if you happen to run across any houses that look good and near my husband's work, let me know, okay? I have to find something by the middle of next month or we'll be doomed. See ya!
Sandra, excuse me. I've noticed that some things for you have arrived at our house, but did you mean to send these here?
Ah, yes, I did. I'm sorry for not mentioning that to you earlier. I was forced to move out of my place and have to come to you.
So you're moving in with us?
I heard about this from my dad. He told me that he's going to be living with you both there. And that's the reason you had that house built as well?
I know I just asked this, but I need to ask again. Are you actually thinking of moving in with us?
Well, of course I am. Why else would I be sending a lot of my things over to your house?
Does your mom know that all of this is happening? Right now, everyone is out of the house, and so I can't ask them what they know, but I'd really like that you ask them first before sending things to the house like you're allowed to be here already.
Well, they won't know anything because I haven't told them yet. Do they have to know that I'm coming for me to move in there?
You're asking me that question? Coming into our house this quickly isn't a simple thing. What are we going to do about all of these things you've sent here? Right now, I can barely get around the front of the house with all these boxes in my way.
Sorry for the clutter. And you shouldn't have to be thinking that, right? I'm going to be there tomorrow to take care of all those things, so don't feel as though they'll be sitting around for days. So can you do me a favor and move all the packages into an open room? Thank you.
No, this is not the time to be saying thank you. I have to check with your mom and my husband about this first. And I'm not going to decide on all of this myself without getting their feedback, because this is their house too.
Oh, come on. What are you talking about? That house that you have right now is built on the land that my parents own, right?
We did have this house built on their land with the intent that we have them come live with us. But does that have anything to do with you forcing your way into this house?
You know it has everything to do with it. That land is my parents' land. And so that means that place is the new family house. And if it's the new family house and I'm family, then I can move there whenever I please.
Well, I guess one could say that. But what you're doing and what you're saying are two different things. First, let me go and talk with everyone else about this, and then we can make a solid decision.
What do you mean? What I'm saying is different. Why do you have to check with everyone first before letting me move into my family's house? Do you really think they're going to say no to what I'm doing?
Because this house is no longer just your parents' place anymore, but mine and my husband's as well. My husband and I were the ones that paid for this whole house to be built. And yet you're trying to move into here without letting anyone know? No matter what the situation is, you have to talk about what you're allowed to do before making a move.
My gosh, this is the reason why? Let me tell you something. I think that me living there with my parents would be a lot more beneficial to them than having you there.
What is that supposed to mean, Sandra?
You know what I'm implying, right? Someone that's disabled and bound to a wheelchair is not able to get as much housework done as a normal person, right? Do you think I'm going to leave my parents in your hands?
I told you this before, but I am still able to do all the chores in my state. I can even get a lot of cooking done, and so there's no need to worry here about living with me. If there was, then none of this would have happened in the first place.
But even still, that's less than what a normal person can do, right? Or maybe this is something else.
Are you having my parents take care of you because you're pretty much useless? That right there is pretty screwed up, considering that they are both getting old. That is not what's happening here. You can say whatever you want, right? I know in reality you are putting my parents through a lot of trouble there. You're the cause of all their problems now, and that's why you won't own up to it. You're afraid they might have to kick you out of there. Even if that's what you think is going on here, you are still not allowed to just barge into this house and say that you'll be living here without everyone in this house's answer first. Please just wait for me to talk to your mom and my husband about this first. You really are a pain in the butt, Emily. And that's why I'm having to get into that place now. Now that you understand, can you move my things to an open room? I'll be coming over tomorrow, and there is nothing you can do to stop me. Sandra, when are you going to be coming home? I have lunch and everything made up for you now. Oh, I'm sorry, Emily. I don't think I'll be needing lunch today after all. What? Again with this? You asked me to make you something yesterday as well and never came to eat it. Well, I'm going out with friends now for lunch. I couldn't say no to them, right? Well, if you knew that ahead of time, you should have told me. It's a pain for me to have to make food that won't be eaten. That's because you're in a wheelchair, right? But listen, this is great. After that whole conversation we had weeks ago, we are still able to live in that house together. So all that crap from you before meant nothing, right? There is still a limit to us all living together. You are only going to be with us until you find a new home, right? Did my parents agree to something like that? But Emily, that house you have is so relaxing to live in. To the point that I'd love to live in it with you all forever. The only reason we are allowing you to live here is because of what happened between you and the landlord, and you'll only be here until you have a new place to go. You need to start searching for a place more seriously now, or we'll all have a problem. Don't say that to me. That's right. How about you and your husband get out of here? Then there would be no problems with me staying here with my parents, right? Why do you think something like that could ever happen? I told you this already, but this house was planned out and paid for by my husband and I. So we are not leaving. Why not? We are not just going to give the house we had built for us away. And in the near future, we are planning on buying the land off your mom so that it can all be under our name. So you're asking the impossible from us right now. Right. I'm going to change the conversation a little now. What do you want now? Are you finished with all of today's chores yet? I asked you to get it all done before I left, right? I've finished everything already. But you weren't there to help me out with any of it, so it was a real pain as well. Oh, is that so? Then let me add some more things for you. Can you go out and wash my car? What? No way! I may be able to handle things inside the home, but you know that I can't clean a car all on my own. I am your sister-in-law, so you go and do what I've asked of you. I'm not going to let you slack off just because you're in a wheelchair. Sandra, ever since you barged into my house, you've been asking me things like this a lot. Asking me to do things that I just cannot do. What are you wanting to do to me? Nothing. I'm simply asking you to do some favors for me is all. Well, if you don't like helping me out from time to time, then leave the house. If you do that, then you'll never have to be bothered by me asking for help ever again. Understood. I'll wash your car. What? Can you actually do it? You told me a second ago that you can't do it, right? Well, if I don't do it, you're just going to keep complaining, right? So I'll do anything that I have to get you to shut up. Is that so? Well, good luck then. I've only been asking you to do small things for me, so there's no need for you to get up in arms about it. If you have a real problem with me, then you can leave whenever you want. Emily, where are you right now? What's happened with all the chores you're supposed to do today? Don't tell me you plan to slack off today.
Right now, we've taken her to get a medical exam done.
Oh, she did say something about that kind of thing. Well, besides that, did you hear the news? Last night, my parents were having a talk. My mom was saying that she can no longer take having you in the house with us.
Something like that was never said last night.
You never were around to hear any of that, so what are you talking about? She said all of that. She even said that she's pissed that you keep acting like a parasite leeching off of everyone here.
A parasite, huh? Oh, maybe something like that was said.
Huh? What are you going on about right now? You really are messed up more in the head than both your legs are. Well, that doesn't matter now as long as you understand what all this means. A parasite like you needs to leave this house now. That's what's best for everyone here.
I'm surprised you could say something so audacious. I was talking about having my daughter, you, leave the house.
Huh? I'm not your freaking daughter. You really do have a screwed up head on you, just like those mangled legs.
The only one that's screwed up right now is you. Saying such horrible things to my cute daughter-in-law. And not just that, but ever since you came into the house without asking, you have done nothing but sit around and take advantage of us. When the hell are you going to find that new house?
What is wrong with you? Are you trying to act like Mom? You're talking to me right now through text, so that's not going to work.
You wish this was her trying to act like me. But right now you are talking to your mother, and you've made her very, very upset. I did not want to see my daughter talking to someone else in the family like you have today.
Is this really you, Mom? Stop joking, Emily.
This isn't a joke. If you're not going to believe me, then do you want me to tell you how long you had been wetting the bed for? Or maybe I can tell you the story of how you'd gotten cheated on in high school.
Stop that right now! Why are you using Emily's phone? What happened to her?
I told you we're at the hospital right now so that she can get her exam done. Forgot that already?
Huh? You said that?
You must have just asked where she was to have a reason to start a conversation with her again then. Now let me ask you this. When did I ever say that I was getting fed up with Emily living in this house with us and wanted her to leave?
You were talking with Dad about it last night. You said that the parasite living here is being a pain in the butt. And I knew that you were talking about the problems you have with Emily, right?
Oh, you're talking about that. Well, you're mistaken. That parasite I was talking about was in reference to you.
Huh? You're lying, right?
Not at all. You said you had no place to go, and that's why you forced Emily to let you live here. But this whole time you've been here, you haven't done poop.
Haven't done poop? I've gone to the realtor once.
And that was one time. I know that since then you haven't been doing a thing to find yourself a house. And just when I thought I was having enough of you, you started to tell Emily to get out of this house. What is that all about? Who the hell do you think you are to be telling her all of that? I don't see you giving anything to be allowed in this house still. You are an embarrassment, Sandra.
No, but wait, have you even thought enough about the reality of the situation right now? When you and Dad need to be taken care of in your old age, do you really think Emily can do it in her wheelchair?
And if that becomes a problem, your father and I will go into a home. Why should the person who paid for the house to be built have to leave their house? You're the one that needs to be tossed out.
But this land is the family's, right?
And I'm planning to let Emily buy it from me. I want to use the money she pays us as part of our retirement. Understand? She is being very kind, saying that she's willing to pay for this land.
That's what she should be doing.
I was originally going to let her have it, but she continued to offer that she pay. I'd rather have a daughter like her than one that complains all day and asks the owner of the house she's allowed to live in to leave. And not only all of those other piss-poor reasons, but also because you've been messing with her for being in a wheelchair.
Then are you saying that it's better we all have to leave that house instead of her?
I am, Sandra. I am. Let me be transparent with you now. The way that you have been treating Emily is absolutely unacceptable. If you're not going to change everything about yourself right now, then get out of her house.
Shut up for a second, Mom. I don't have anywhere to go right now, so you can't seriously be asking me to leave.
The owners of this house are Emily and my son. So if you knew living here for the time being was your only way of staying off the streets, then why have you been making fun of the owner? If you don't want to leave this house, then change that attitude of yours right now. If you don't, you won't have a place to live starting tomorrow. The four of us living here are happy for a nasty witch like you to be tossed out whenever.
After that, I came back home from the hospital to a very furious sister-in-law standing at the door. She was so furious, in fact, that it was almost like she had forgotten everything her mom had said to her. And right in front of her own mom, she began to cuss me out and even rock me around in my wheelchair. But after seeing that her daughter's attitude had only gotten far worse, Bev became the new monster in the house and slapped Sandra across the face so hard that it went dead silent. And then she dragged her out the front door into the lawn and left her there to come back in with me and lock all the doors. Sandra began to scream and cry, asking to be let in while banging on the door, but we moved upstairs to her room and began going through all her things. And right then and there, Bev called Sandra's husband and told him that they were not welcomed there anymore. Before taking all of Sandra's things and throwing them out the second-story window, including all the fragile things that broke on impact. Luckily, her husband had emergency savings in his account, so he was able to find a new apartment for them to live in. But both Sandra's parents had cut ties with her by now, and so we'll never be seeing her again. I know that me being in a wheelchair limits me from doing a lot of things, but when it comes to most housework, I'm able to do them, as long as there isn't someone constantly trying to put me down. But because Sandra tried to take advantage of me and my disability, she had to feel the full wrath of her mom and lose almost everything she had. I'm not really sure what's been going on in her life now after such an eye-opening experience, but I've heard rumors that her husband is thinking about getting a divorce because of how useless she's become. I'll make sure from now on to continue to do my best to do everything I can for the family, as they've done a lot for me. And while I'm at it, I'll avoid ever making Bev upset, because that last moment between her and Sandra was very scary.
Jacob, you're still not coming home yet? Do you even know what time it is right now? It's been 4 hours now since I've had dinner made and you're still not home from work.
I can still get a taxi or something to ride home in a little bit, and we'll eat that food tomorrow.
But I told you that I wanted you home earlier today, didn't I?
Well, there were some things that came up. I had some things from work come out of nowhere that I needed to handle.
Well, if that's the case, then you should have told me a lot sooner when you first found out. I had messaged you 2 hours ago, right?
Well, I was drinking, so I didn't have time to look at my phone. I'm just going to be home a little bit later today, so don't get so upset with me, okay?
But I had made your favorite food today for dinner. You told me what you had been wanting to eat lately, and so I got it all together for you. And I told you this morning that we'd be having all of it for dinner tonight, didn't I?
Is that so? I'm sorry. I'll hurry up and come home.
But aren't you still drinking?
Well, not anymore that I'm being asked to come home. How can I drink when you keep getting upset with me? You're not going to go to sleep before I get home, right?
Well, if I do fall asleep, then I do. But I might now because I don't have work tomorrow.
Well, if that's the case, then stay awake until I get back.
All right, I will. Hey, you remember what's going to happen on the 3rd of next month, right?
On the 3rd? What was it?
Are you serious, Jacob?
I'm just kidding. I know. It's going to be our wedding anniversary, right?
Even if it's a joke, don't say things like that about our important date.
We're going to be going to the same restaurant we always do for dinner, right? I'll make sure to get us a reservation there, so don't worry.
Well, if you can get that, it would be great. But this time you're not going to be late for the dinner, right?
Why would I be? Have I ever been late to our anniversary dinner before?
You haven't yet, but recently you have been late to a lot of things. And the last time you and I have gone out together was months ago, if I remember correctly.
But you and I have gone out shopping together, right?
Do you consider the two of us going out to the supermarket to get groceries a date?
Well, you and I have been married now for 2 years. I think us doing anything together can be considered a date.
But I'd also like us to do things together that are a bit more relaxing and romantic. You and I both work full-time, and so we're always busy with something going on. But even on days that we both have off together, you're going out on your own, right? You just leave me at home to do all the cleaning.
I'm sorry. My next day off, I'll take some time to help you around the house. And then in the afternoon, you and I can go somewhere you want to go together.
Really? That's a promise, right?
It's a promise. I'm walking outside now, so I'm going to hail a taxi.
Then I'm going to get started on reheating dinner for you. Please be safe on your way home. Listen to me, Jacob.
Huh? What's wrong?
I just got a call from my mom and she's telling me that my little sister had gotten into trouble again.
What happened with her this time?
Well, she seems to have a relationship with a guy at her work.
Man, that right there is a bit too much.
And this morning, that guy from her work came over to my parents' house and started yelling at them to give him my sister. They were getting really close to having a call with the police.
What? Your little sister is still living with your parents?
She lives on her own now, but sometimes she'll go over to their place to stay for a while if they need help with anything. But this time, my mom was furious about what had happened.
Even from the morning, things are starting out rough for all of them.
And it was just 2 years ago that she had cheated on her partner at the time, who happened to be a boss in the company, and she had to pay a lot of money in a settlement to him. I guess she didn't learn a thing back then. Well, if it wasn't her that ended up paying the settlement in the first place, though, my parents did that for her.
I don't know what else to say besides the fact that your little sister really gets around. Now that I think about it, she's only in her mid-20s, right?
Yeah. She's getting close to the point in her life where she should be settling down a bit, yet she's still going out messing around. Why does she want to start so many things with different guys?
Well, there will always be people like her that love to run around and play with various people.
Well, I'm sure I was the same way when I was younger. But just remembering my past makes me so upset.
Well, things like that aren't happening with you anymore, so you're okay.
Well, I can trust you being my partner and husband because we've been together for almost 5 years now. And if you were someone like those guys I'd been with in the past or my sister, I would have never come around to marrying you.
Thank goodness you were able to marry me.
But I'm sure that my family is trying their hardest not to get us around my little sister anymore.
No, I don't mind meeting with her whatsoever, actually.
Well, if you say so.
What does that mean?
Well, I'm just saying that if you don't mind my sister, that's fine. But this time my parents have had enough of her and are planning to outright cut ties with her.
That's right. The last time she was caught having an affair with another man while dating her boss, she made a promise to your parents to never cheat again, right?
Yeah, and if she promised them that, then they would be willing to pay the settlement for her. And since that event had taken place, there was nothing really going on between my sister and my parents and any guys. But now, it actually seems that in these past few years, she's been doing the same kind of things like cheating and dating more people from her work, but all behind our backs. That's what she told my parents today.
Well, saying they'll cut ties to her is a big deal.
Well, that's how far she pushed my parents around with her relationship issues before they met her limits. And it's not just all the cheating and stuff, but the fact that she's always causing problems for everyone when she's around, and my parents have to be there to support her and get her out of it. I think by this point, there are more people that hate her on this planet than like her.
Well, that's probably true. Are you going to be okay with them doing that to her?
I think she has to pay for everything she's done now. And when I think about all the men she hurt, I can feel the anger they must have for her. She's been doing some terrible things, and my parents understand that all too well. I'm sure they still don't want to think about doing what they have to do, and would really like to think that she never could have done any of this.
Because they still love her, right?
I believe so. I feel the same way, but there's nothing else that can be done. I think they have to cut ties with her, and I sort of feel the same way.
I'm not really familiar with everything she's done yet, and she's not my sister, so I'm not sure what you should do. To me, I really thought she was your standard little sister that was always bright and cheerful.
And that's why I'm so upset right now about what's going on and can't figure out what I should do. I'm sorry, Jacob. It's lunchtime right now, and I'm going on all about this.
Don't worry, Miley. I don't mind having to listen to things like this while at work. It's times like these where you should be telling me everything.
Thank you. I don't want to go, but I think I should head back to my parents' house soon. Right now, my mom is having a really hard time handling all of this with my sister.
Alright, go home and help them out. And you should give your little sister a good talking while you're there.
I don't think she'll listen to a word I have to say, though.
Well, you don't know that until you try. When thinking about the fact that the family might kick her out, she might grow up and consider listening.
Well, if she's already hearing that, then it might be too late, right?
Well, sometimes that is the case.
You're running out of time to eat your lunch. I'm sorry for carrying this out on you for so long.
I'm a fast eater, so there's nothing wrong. If you feel that you haven't had enough time to tell me everything, I'll listen to you more tonight.
Really? I've noticed you coming home earlier recently.
Well, someone was telling me I was coming home too late, so you wanted to have more time with me, right?
Yes, thank you. I think today I'm going to make us something good for dinner.
Well, then I'll send you some of my requests in a little bit.
Alright, I'm looking forward to cooking up whatever you want.
Miley, I just got to the restaurant. Are you still not here yet?
Unfortunately, something really bad has happened.
Huh? What really bad thing has happened? Don't tell me you got into an accident.
Well, if you think about it, there has been an accident.
What do you mean if you think about it? You're safe right now, right? If you got into an accident on the day of our anniversary, then I'd never be able to calm down.
That's true. You really wouldn't be able to. And at this point, I'm wondering if I really can say I'm okay or not.
Huh? Are you okay, Miley? What the hell has happened?
My sister has become pregnant. I got a call from her about it right after I got out of work today.
What? Your sister's with another man now? Oh, or are you talking about with that one guy from before?
No! It's your baby! When I asked her whose baby she was pregnant with, she told me it was yours. I'm not laughing about this crap anymore.
Huh? My baby? What the hell are you talking about? After all that crap about an accident happening, it's not the time to start making jokes with me.
It would be a huge relief if it was just all a joke. But now, I've heard about it all from my family. I was even able to see the messages you and my sister have been sending back and forth. You did a fantastic job keeping this one secret from me.
No, wait a second. I think this is all a big misunderstanding. Your sister and I have never even been around each other long enough to do anything like that.
1 year ago, you had met my sister by coincidence downtown, right? And during that short time, you had traded her contact information, right? You don't have to lie to me anymore, Jacob. I know about everything between you two.
No, there's definitely no way that's my kid she's carrying.
The last time you met with my sister was a month ago, right? You told me you were going back to your parents for a bit, and so we wouldn't see each other for a little while, right? I have the whole conversation saved in my phone still. And during that time you were away was the same time that my little sister was out of my parents' house. Until one day, they asked her to get her butt home.
What are you going on about?
At that point, you could no longer see my sister, and that's when you said you came back from your parents' house, and since then, you hadn't been staying out late anymore. All of these events line up so well now.
I'm telling you, you're wrong, Miley. Think about it for a second. Back then during that time, your sister was still with that one guy from her work, right? It has to be his kid she's carrying. Stop trying to trap me in this position.
Why do you think I'm doing this to you right now, Jacob? You told me you had nothing to do with her.
Well, I only talked with her for a little bit because she wanted to get something for you to celebrate us being together. And so her and I talked about what would be a good present for you, that's all.
My sister is now 3 months into her pregnancy. When you look at the time frame and match it to when you were still meeting her, it matches perfectly. And she's telling me that she wasn't with any other men during that time.
Well, you don't know that. She could still be lying to you about other men again.
She may be a pretty horrible person, but once she's been found out, she stops lying about it. She's told me every little detail about what happened between you two. But I'm sure her talking about all of that is making you upset right now.
Miley, can you calm down for a little for me? I didn't do any of that. I'm serious.
If you start trying to delete any text now that you guys had, it's already too late. We still have her phone, and she's not deleting a thing. And the funny thing is that she even showed me pictures of you and her together that she took with her phone. So you were going to continue to tell me that I'm wrong when I have a very solid evidence?
I'm sorry. I'm so freaking sorry.
So you're finally going to start taking responsibility for your actions?
I was not being that serious with her at that time. It was just... We just ran into each other by coincidence, and the timing was so right, so we just started to...
I'm not going to listen to weak excuses like that. You get your butt over to my parents' house right now. We've had enough of you, you know? I'm going to make you realize just how crappy of an anniversary present you've given me today, and won't stop until you felt all of my wrath.
Miley, I want to meet with you one more time to talk about this.
What? What do you want to talk about now?
I never meant for any of this to turn into us having to get a divorce. The most important person in the world to me right now is you.
What are you talking about? You went and had an affair with my little sister and even got her pregnant?
But even still, I don't want us getting divorced.
Well, I want to get a divorce, and that's the only thing I'm willing to do right now. You're going to become a father now.
No way. I'll pay for the child support, but I'm not doing anything else.
But from what I heard the last time we all talked together, you said you'd remarry to my little sister and then raise your kid with her, right?
Well, that was... Your parents were there as well, so...
Huh? So that was all another lie you had to tell me? You just told us that so that you could get out there as soon as possible?
Well, at that time, I couldn't handle all the stress. I did at one point think about marrying her, but I feel that one should only marry those that he loves.
Well, that person that you loved, you stabbed in the back and made a baby with her sister. Hey, can you try your hardest not to tick me off anymore that I already am? How many times more are you going to try to hurt me before you stop acting like a jerk?
You and I have been doing really well together and have had a fun life together being married. And recently on our days off, you and I have been going out a lot. When it comes to chores, I've started helping with all of them, right?
And that's because my sister had to go back to my parents' house to be yelled at and you could no longer meet her, right?
That's not it at all, Miley. That's when I learned that you really are the only woman for me. So after our last time, there was no more intention of meeting with her again. That was the moment I wanted to end things between us.
But you can't end things with her right now. You have to be a father now, and I'm not letting you run away from that responsibility. And my sister has chosen that she'll go forward with having the baby.
But I don't plan on becoming a parent yet.
So you're just going to leave her and the baby behind right now?
But look, Miley, if I have to be with her and the baby, then you and I will have to get a divorce.
Well, you already made it clear to me that you wanted a divorce the moment you started having an affair with my sister. Even if you didn't get her pregnant, I'd be done with you.
Why are you able to think about divorcing me so easily, Miley? Have you never been in love with me?
Huh? Are you a stinking idiot? I've loved you so much that I've came this far with you. While you had been going out and fooling around with my sister, I still stayed with you and got all the chores done around the house, right? You and I both worked full time, yet I was always making both breakfast and dinner for both of us. I would even work my butt off keeping the house spotless. And that was all because I loved you. So I don't want to hear a word from you about the love I had for you when you had nothing for me.
But listen to me. Is this really the time to be thinking about getting a divorce already? Even celebrities let their spouses cheat on them from time to time without getting a divorce. Some of them will even laugh it off and go out and cheat to even the playing field a little.
You're not a celebrity, right? And when it comes to getting a divorce or not, that all depends on the person and the situation at hand.
But I'm saying that you're lucky that I'm coming back to you, and I'm saying I still love you. So please stop talking about divorce like you don't care about my love for you.
It's not that I don't care about what you love me or not. It's just that the moment I learned about you having an affair with my sister, my love for you vanished because I saw that you have no love for me. That was the moment I realized I had to divorce you. Now I couldn't care less what happens to you after this.
Why have you turned into such a cold person now? Aren't you going to become lonely if we separate?
Oh, I will. I really want to believe that this is all some sort of twisted nightmare. It's so painful for me that I just want to wake up from it. But you and my little sister having an affair is all reality. So there's no other way to break free of this pain besides leaving you.
There are other ways, though. You and I can rekindle the love we had before each other. Can you trust me? Let's you and I get back to being husband and wife and move on like none of this has ever happened.
That's not something that you should be asking me for right now. What do you think you're doing? Why, after having an affair with my sister and getting her pregnant, are you acting like you have the right to blame me? You're the freaking problem. So you shut the freaking hell up and listen to me.
Miley.
No!
I'm so sorry. I don't want us to get divorced, though.
I don't want to get divorced. I want to make up again. Why are you the one telling me this when you cheated on me? You're an adult now. Whether you can see that or not, as an adult, you take full responsibility of your actions. I'm not going to just sit here and let you walk all over me like I'm the one being ridiculous right now.
Forgive me, please. You don't even have to forgive me, but at least be by my side. I'm saying that I'll never do anything like that again to you.
You still think there's going to be an again? This is why you're being divorced. Stop thinking that I have to be with you anymore.
Miley, I'm really sorry for what I did. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry.
Even a child can apologize like you are. But an adult would be able to take responsibility for what they've done and walk away. So stop trying with me or I'll really let loose on you. I believe from the bottom of my heart that I would have been better off never marrying you. From there, it took a few days, but my parents, my in-laws, and myself all went over to Jacob's house and forced him to sign the divorce documents. And while there, we had a lawyer come over, and after everyone but my husband had agreed, it was decided that I'd get everything in the divorce. I was also going to be getting a settlement from both him and my sister for them having an affair. But since my sister really didn't have anything, Jacob paid off both of what they owed. Also, after seeing his parents even help me out with getting a divorce and settlement from him, Jacob was able to fully understand the kind of deep water he was in and never spoke to me again. After the divorce, my ex and my sister remarried and have been living together. But towards the end of her pregnancy, my sister's baby stopped growing. And now that there's a little chance of the baby being born, my ex argues that he doesn't have to be married to my sister anymore. But she argues back that she doesn't want to work. So those two go back and forth day after day about what they're going to do. And when it comes to my sister, when she's decided on something, there's no changing her mind. So whether they like it or not, they're going to continue to be stuck with one another for a long time. I think that even with all the hate and arguing that they are always going through, she still likes to be with him, and that's just weird. But as for my parents and I, we're cutting ties with her. And so, we don't care what really happens to her and Jacob. And it's great to think that she'll never be able to cause any trouble ever again. And I think it's a good thing if my ex stays with her for the rest of his life as well. After what had happened to everyone then, my parents and I packed up and moved to a new house together. And we moved somewhere that my sister would never be able to find, so we really don't have to think about her even coming back again. And to make sure that she would never be able to find me, I left my job and found a new one with a company she doesn't know. So right now, I'm able to take things slowly with my loving parents and let time heal the wounds that I have to my heart from that jerk of a man. I never planned on losing both my sister and husband in one event, but I find that things are going to be way better for me going into the future. And once I've caught a new wind, I'm going to ride it into a life where people like them can't take advantage of me. I'm going somewhere that those kinds of people can't even touch me. And there, I'll be able to forget the things I've lost and forget the pain I've felt and go back to the person I've always been on the inside.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
And I didn't fully hate my parents. It's complicated. I mean, sure, maybe things could have been different if I'd been able to talk to someone, but...
Yet in the end, you did escape from your parents and their debts, didn't you?
Yeah, and after I started working and saw what the world was like, I figured things out. I moved out and got my own place, and I even took the high school equivalency test.
Even if you passed the test, a dropout is still a dropout. Besides, you came from parents who couldn't even afford to send their kid to high school. That just means your stupidity runs in the family, doesn't it?
You don't have to say it like that.
But it's true, right? Am I saying anything that isn't true?
It's not the same as my parents.
What makes you so sure? But whatever, as long as you keep doing what you're supposed to do at home and don't cause me any trouble, I guess it's fine. I mean, that's all you're good for, housework. Oh, and I guess you earn a bit of pocket change with your part-time job, too.
Are you saying I'm just a housekeeper?
Hey, you should be grateful. Despite being a dropout, you still managed to get married and have a secure life. Isn't that a win?
What am I to you, Brody?
Huh. Right now, I guess you're just someone who does what I say. What? Were you hoping I'd say something like my beloved wife? Please, don't start having unrealistic expectations.
Hey, is there even a point to us being married?
Stop overthinking things. You don't need to get all deep about it. Just do your chores and follow what I say. I'm the one bringing in the money, so you should just be thankful and get on with it.
I understand. I get how you feel now.
Oh, and by the way, I'm going on a business trip this weekend, so pack my things. And don't forget anything, or I'll cop out, aren't ya? Do you really think any man would want a divorcee who didn't even finish high school? And let's be real, you're not going to find a company that'll hire you if you try job hunting now.
Are you worried about me?
Worried? Not a chance. I'm just giving you a reality check. You're probably scared deep down, right? What you really want is for me to apologize and say I'll change, isn't it?
That's not what I want at all. I think it's time for me to leave you.
Listen, if you want to apologize, now's your chance. Just say, I'm sorry for being so disrespectful, and I'm sorry for hiring a private investigator without asking. Come on, do it now while you still can.
I haven't done anything wrong. I have no reason to apologize, and I won't.
You really don't get your position here, do you? If you had just shut up and done what I told you, I'd have kept providing for you, but no, you had to pull something like this. This is why people say high school dropouts are idiots. You never think things through.
It's because I thought things through that I've decided to divorce you.
Yeah, spare me the threats. Anyway, I'm going out to dinner with my girlfriend. We'll talk more when I get back.
You're not even going to bother making an excuse for your cheating, huh?
Why would I need an excuse? You're no good as a woman anymore.
Then there's no problem with us getting divorced, right? If I'm as useless as you say, it shouldn't matter to you.
I already said we'll talk about this when I get back. You're not going to actually go through with a divorce, so stop pretending. You're just annoying. Back? Where are you? You don't have your part-time job today, do you?
I've left the house.
What? Are you serious?
There's a divorce paper on the table. Once you sign it, put it in the envelope and drop it in the mailbox. It's already addressed to the law firm I'm working with.
You're really serious about this?
I wouldn't joke about divorce just to threaten you.
What the hell? Well, this is such a pain. Are you really trying to make me a divorced man?
You're the one who cheated, so this is your fault.
Why couldn't you just listen to me quietly? You wouldn't have had any problems living with me.
All you gave me was barely enough to get by. You took away my part-time job, leaving me to do nothing but housework like a slave. I couldn't buy anything I wanted. You never really loved me, did you?
What are you even talking about?
Your mistress is married. You couldn't be with her, so you settled for marrying me, right? You just wanted someone to do the housework and obey everything you said. I have a recording of you saying exactly that.
So what? You should think of me as your benefactor for marrying a high school dropout like you.
Benefactor? You've treated me like a slave, not a wife.
You'd better watch your mouth. You've been getting cocky with your attitude lately. Oh, low education women are the worst. They start getting all arrogant when they're not worth it. You'll regret this, I guarantee it.
I won't regret anything. I don't care anymore. Just sign the divorce papers.
Fine. I'll file for divorce right away. And for going against me, no property division. You're going to be left with nothing and your life's going to be miserable from here on out.
You're not going to divide the assets?
Of course not, idiot. You're not even getting $10 from me.
I see. Well, that's fine, but don't come crying later.
What? You're the one who'll be crying. You can't survive without a man, and this is what happens when you try to act tough. I've been guaranteeing your life this whole time, and this is how you repay me?
As long as you sign the divorce papers, I don't care. Goodbye, and don't ever come near me again.
That goes double for me. I should have never picked up garbage like you, a high school dropout with nothing going for her. Hey, Elliot, what the hell are you doing? Why did you tell my girlfriend's husband about the affair?
Huh? Isn't that the normal thing to do? I thought you'd want to know the truth came out.
Are you kidding me? The divorce is already finalized. Why are you meddling in something that's none of your business? That was between me and my girlfriend.
You can still claim compensation after the divorce, you know. It's a legal right.
What? Compensation? What are you talking about? Did you really think I'd just let this slide? I thought you didn't even care.
Didn't you know that? How stupid can you be? You really didn't think about the consequences of your actions, did you?
You never said anything about compensation, so I thought you didn't even know what that was. It's not like you've ever been very open about your thoughts.
You've really been underestimating me, huh? Even though I only graduated from junior high, I've got over 10 years of work experience. Did you really think I wouldn't know such basic things? This isn't just some game, it's serious business.
Because of you, I'm now paying double the compensation. How am I supposed to manage that? I barely have enough for myself.
It was a double affair, wasn't it? That means you have to pay compensation to two people, obviously. To me and to my husband. This isn't my fault, it's just common sense. If you don't get that, then I don't know what to tell you.
I told you we weren't doing any property division. We agreed on that during the divorce proceedings.
Compensation and property division are two different things. Don't mix them up. And the reason we didn't do property division is that you barely had any savings. You spent even my part-time wages on entertainment and useless things. I had to cover everything while you were off playing around.
Where the hell are you right now? Do you even know how much trouble you've caused me? I need to know!
Why does it matter to you? We're divorced. It's none of your concern where I am or what I'm doing. You don't get to act like you care now.
How are you even managing? I don't have any money, so how could you possibly be getting by? You know what? Come stay with me for a while, but you'll have to pay rent. I'll let you crash at my place for $500 a month. It's only fair, right?
I'm fine, thanks. I already have a new place and I'm not going back to living with you.
A new place? You've moved? When did this happen? I thought you were still looking for somewhere to stay.
Do you remember where I used to work part-time? That office job I had?
At a private real estate agency, right? You were working as an office clerk. I remember you telling me about it.
Well, while I was working there, I got my real estate license. So now I'm working full-time at a real estate company. It's actually pretty great for me.
Wait, it's not at the same company, right? You left there?
Nope, the owner of the company where I was working is closing up shop. So he introduced me to a different real estate firm. It's actually worked out great for me. I've been able to start fresh.
So, you're not struggling at all? You're doing well for yourself now?
That's right. I'm making decent money and managing just fine. No thanks to you, of course.
Elliot, I'm in serious trouble here. My girlfriend's husband is demanding $20,000 in compensation, and I don't have any savings left. I can't pay it. How did I get into this mess?
Wow, sounds rough. But honestly, why don't you just borrow some money? You must know someone who can help you out.
I've got your compensation to pay too! Come on, why don't you just move in with me? I'll deduct the rent from the compensation I owe you. That way you won't be at a loss either. It could work out for both of us.
I'd be at nothing but a loss. Why on earth would I want to live with a guy I can't stand? I have my pride, you know.
Can't stand? We were married not long ago. You can't just act like we were nothing. There were good times, weren't there?
Did we ever function as a real married couple? You didn't even like me from the start. I am done living like some kind of slave, waiting around for your approval. I deserve better.
I'll be a proper husband this time. I've already broken up with my girlfriend, and I'll make sure to take care of you like I should. Just give me another chance.
Don't say things like that now when you have never cared about me before. I'm happy with the life I have now, and I am not going to ruin it by going back to you.
But you don't want to live alone for the rest of your life, do you? Eventually you'll need money for all sorts of things, and the world isn't kind enough for a junior high school graduate to get by on her own forever. You need someone to support you.
And your solution to that is for me to live with you? You've got no savings, and now you're about to be saddled with even more debt. You must be joking. That's the worst idea I have ever heard.
You're no better off than I am, are you? We're both in a tough spot.
I'm definitely better off than you. I'll be getting compensation from you and your girlfriend's husband. And I've still got the savings I had before we got married. That's something you can't say, right?
Savings? You had savings? Why didn't you ever mention that? You're sitting on a pile of money and now you're saying you don't need to share it? We should split it. I'm entitled to half just like any normal couple would.
Savings from before the marriage aren't considered marital assets, so they're not subject to division. You should know that. It's not my fault you didn't do your research.
What? How does that even make sense? Why didn't we talk about this during the divorce? I thought we were being fair.
Are you really dumber than I am? I thought this was just common sense. But thanks to your ignorance, I was able to get exactly the divorce I wanted. I'm not responsible for your lack of understanding.
Elliot, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to overlook things. I just thought you'd understand what I was going through.
It's too late for apologies now. You've made your choices, and now you have to deal with the consequences. You brought this on yourself.
My girlfriend's husband, he's actually a client at my company, and now everything's gone to hell there, too. I don't know what's going to happen next. Please, just don't abandon me. You're the only one I've got left to turn to.
You abandoned me first, and how is it my responsibility to fix your mess? Are you expecting me to pay the compensation for you? That's not how this works.
No, it's not like that. I don't know what to do. I thought you might help me because we were once close.
Yes, it is like that. You know it is. But no matter what happens to you, your position at the company won't change because of me. I'm not going to sacrifice my newfound stability for your mistakes.
Elliot, I'm really, really sorry. I know it's hard to believe, but I truly did marry you because I liked you. It wasn't about your education or anything. I thought you were cute. I loved you. That's why I wanted to marry you in the first place.
Stop. That's seriously gross. Don't say stuff like that ever again, okay? We're divorced. We're strangers now. You can't just pretend like everything is fine between us.
Please, don't say that. I took care of you, didn't I? I supported you after we got married. You should at least show a little gratitude for that.
You are seriously out of touch. If I hadn't been working and bringing in money from my part-time jobs, you wouldn't have been able to pay off your credit card bills. I'm the one who kept this household going. I don't owe you any gratitude. You're the one who should be thanking me. If anything, I should regret marrying such a worthless man. That's the only thing I can agree with you on. You were right about one thing. I was an idiot for marrying you.
I thought we could at least talk about our situation. You don't have to be so harsh. We can figure this out together.
Together? You're still thinking about together? That's not happening. You made your bed and now you have to lie in it. I am moving on with my life.
But I miss you. I know we had our problems, but can't we try to make it work again? I don't want to lose you completely.
You already lost me when you chose your girlfriend over me. You can't just turn back time and expect everything to be okay. Life doesn't work that way.
I realize that now. I should have treated you better. I should have respected you more.
Too little, too late. I'm not interested in your empty apologies or your newfound upstanding of my worth. I'm done being your backup plan.
Please, give me one last chance to show you I can be better. I can change. Just let me prove it to you.
You think words will magically fix everything? You have to show it with your actions, and frankly, I don't believe you're capable of that. Not after everything.
I understand your hesitation. I really do. Just think about it. Maybe we could work something out.
Think about it? I've thought about it plenty. I've made my decision. I'm moving forward and I won't look back.
Is there really no chance for us? I can't stand the idea of losing you forever.
Sometimes you just have to accept what's gone. We can't go back to the way things were. You need to start focusing on your own life and not dragging me back into yours.
I don't know how to do that. I thought we had a connection, something special. I thought you'd understand.
You thought wrong. You made your choices and now you have to deal with the fallout. I am no longer a part of that equation. It's time for you to face reality. After that incident, my husband ended up accumulating a considerable amount of debt, which led him to the difficult decision of paying compensation to me and to the husband of his affair partner. This was not a straightforward situation, as it involved a lot of emotional turmoil for everyone involved, and the ramifications were far-reaching and complex. I remember vividly the day he called me, his voice trembling with desperation. He was sobbing on the other end of the line, begging for my forgiveness and trying to make me understand his point of view. However, despite his tears and heartfelt pleas, there was no way I could ever bring myself to forgive him. The betrayal cut too deep, and the trust we once had was shattered beyond repair. It wasn't just the affair itself, it was everything that came with it. The lies, the deceit, the complete disregard for our marriage. The pain I felt was immense, and forgiving him felt impossible. I spent countless nights tossing and turning in bed, replaying every memory in my mind. How could he do this to us, to our family? Did our years together mean nothing to him? These questions haunted me, and the answers were painful and elusive. Furthermore, the situation was complicated even more by the fact that my husband's affair partner was the wife of someone he worked with. This connection brought an additional layer of repercussions that neither of us had anticipated. His infidelity angered the upper management of his company tremendously. They viewed this as not only a personal failure on his part, but also a breach of professional conduct that could jeopardize their business relationships. As a result of this scandal, my husband faced serious consequences. He was demoted and transferred to a branch office in a remote area, far away from the bustling city we once called home. This demotion was not just a professional setback, it felt like a death sentence to his career. With this move, any prospects for advancement were effectively extinguished. I could only imagine how he felt being stripped of his status and responsibilities. For him, this was as good as receiving a pink slip, a clear message that his actions had significant ramifications, not just personally, but also professionally. The financial implications of this change were dire, adding another layer of stress to an already difficult situation. I couldn't help but feel a mixture of sympathy and resentment. On one hand, I was aware that losing a job or promotion could happen to anyone. On the other hand, I had to remind myself that he had brought this upon himself through his actions. The pain of betrayal was still fresh, and it was hard to reconcile my feelings of anger with the reality of his situation. Meanwhile, the family of my husband's affair partner also faced turmoil. I heard that they ended up getting divorced, and the wife returned to her parents' home, presumably seeking refuge from the chaos that had ensued. It made me wonder about the impact of these events on their children, if they had any, and how this would affect their lives moving forward. It was clear the ripple effects of one affair had caused significant damage to not just our two families, but to many others connected to us. I felt a sense of responsibility for my own family's well-being, but also an inexplicable burden for the other family involved. Although my husband and his affair partner might think they could continue their relationship, I was well aware of the damage caused was too great for such a relationship to flourish. I'd collected enough evidence of their infidelity and handed it over to her husband, which I knew would further complicate matters for both of them. It's been said that karma has a way of catching up with people, and I was beginning to see that in action. As I sat back and reflected on these events, I felt a mix of emotions. I didn't wish them happiness together. I believed that their relationship was built on a foundation of deceit, and therefore, it could never truly thrive. There was a sense of satisfaction in knowing that they would face consequences for their actions. On a personal level, my life took a different turn. After my husband's demotion, he suffered a pay cut, which added to our financial strain. Previously, I had been working part-time, contributing to our household income, but due to circumstances beyond my control, that job came to an end. Now, with only his reduced income, managing our finances became an arduous task. Every month felt like a battle to make ends meet, as I meticulously planned our budget to cut unnecessary expenses. The reality of our financial situation hit me hard. I remember sitting down with a calculator and a notepad, listing out all our expenses and trying to figure out where to cut back. It was disheartening to see how quickly our savings had dwindled and how precarious our situation had become. I was forced to make sacrifices that I never thought I would have to consider. I had to learn how to navigate a new financial landscape, one that required constant vigilance and creativity. I recall the day I received a call from my husband's lawyer, who reached out on his behalf. He was essentially begging for money, trying to find a way to keep his head above water. I listened in silence, my heart hardened by the pain he had caused me. Despite the pleas for help, I chose to ignore his request. He had made his choices, and now he had to deal with the consequences. It felt empowering to say no, to stand firm on my resolve. My husband had always been a proud man, and this was evident in how he conducted himself. It was difficult to see him in such a vulnerable state, but at the same time, I felt no sympathy. He had brought this upon himself, and I couldn't help but think that he needed to face the reality of his situation without my assistance. I wanted him to experience the hardships he had created so he could learn from them. As I distanced myself from him emotionally, I found myself focusing on my own life. I had moved on in ways I hadn't expected, secured a full-time position with a real estate company, transitioning from my previous part-time role. My new job was both busy and rewarding, and I found fulfillment in the daily challenges it presented. Each day felt more vibrant and purposeful as I drove headfirst into my new responsibilities. I felt a renewed sense of independence and strength, which was liberating after the tumultuous events of the past. My financial situation began to improve gradually, and with that stability came a sense of hope and possibility, the satisfaction of earning my own money and being able to manage my own life.